Everybody, it's David.
And I'm Brenda.
And we're coming to you live from our Tiffin Motorcoach, a Tiffin Allegro Bus, model 45LP, 2014. We are 42,000 pounds, pulling a Jeep Grand Cherokee behind us, which is about 5,600 pounds, making us a total length of 64 feet. We are currently traveling down I-10 eastbound, heading from Picacho Peak State Park to Deming, New Mexico.
You sound way too excited when you give our stats.
I'm way too excited. What can I say? Anyways, I just got to check to make sure our feed is going out, and I'm hoping it is. We should be, at least. Everything should be going okay, I would imagine, at this point. And I do see some people online. And I hope
you gotta move that computer.
I gotta move the computer. Brenda's already telling me what to do.
I couldn't see the mirror.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm gonna restart my feed here to make sure everything worked. Not that if it didn't work, I can't restart it, I guess. But I'm just kind of curious if we're good or not. Yeah, it did work. So we're good. We're good. Yay! And it looks like we have 38 people out there already. Just a little bit about what we do here, guys. For those of you who don't know who we are, we are currently traveling. Today is what, a 3.5 hour trip, something like that?
3.5, 4 hours, yeah.
239 miles to our destination. We're not going very far. We're making small hops as we make our way to Burleson, Texas, and we'll be there by Tuesday. Brenda's driving.
No, we're going to Fredericksburg, Texas.
Oh, Fredericksburg, Texas. Oh man.
That's why I'm driving. You don't know where you're going.
No, that's why you navigate, dear. Come on. That's why you navigate. But since I did all the driving yesterday, Brenda wanted to drive some today, so we may
Here I am.
Here we may or may not switch off driving today. We'll see how Brenda feels.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Right now it's a nice day.
It's a beautiful day right now. We dumped our tanks and everything before because the state park that we were at did not have sewer hookups, so we made sure we dumped beforehand, and then we got done faster than we thought we would, and so we hit the road early. So that's why you're coming to us when we're already on the road versus pulling out.
We didn't leave that long ago.
Yeah, we left about 15 minutes ago. Thousand miles on a quarry, yes it does. So basically what we do here, guys, is we take questions from our viewing public on the road, and we try to answer them as we can and catch up on it. Remember that we may be delayed on your browser, so if you reload the page, the YouTube will bring you to the most current up-to-date I don't know what to say, video segment of ours, because sometimes you can lag behind. I've seen people lag behind as much as 5 minutes, and then they wonder why we didn't answer their question. Yeah. It's because they're way behind. Any case, we do also have 2 other cameras on board. In the description of the video below, you'll find links to those cameras. And let me see, does the description actually show up here? Huh, it doesn't actually show up. Interesting. I would think it would. Well, in any case, for those of you wanting to see an outside view, we have 2 live cameras. If you go to Outside Our Bubble, outsideourbubble.com, and there's a link for live cams. If you click on that, you'll have a front camera and a rear camera, and you can choose from them also. Those cameras are live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no audio on those cameras for obvious reasons. But just so you know, there are 2 live cameras, and I really thought I thought the description would show up here, but it's not. So let me quickly scan through, see if there's any messages out there. Hey, Corey, you're not going to miss this one. So let's see here. We do. Oh, by the way, we're on Verizon Internet, and so we're only as good as our data allows us to be. So it might pixelate on you. If we lose the connection, it will drop, but you just sit there and wait for a little while until we reconnect to a cell phone tower and the video. But I saw my camera, I don't think ever went offline, so I think we're still okay in that regard. Any case, so that's
a really sunny day.
Yeah, it's a very sunny day. We can't do anything about the sun, and so we're dark.
problem last time.
So, the
Vivo camera.
So yesterday when we were, or not yesterday, excuse me, take that back. Man, am I messing things up
Wednesday.
today? Yes, dear.
You had your 2 cups of coffee,
And
right?
I did. Maybe I need more.
Maybe you need a third.
Yeah. Any case, Wednesday when we came to Picacho Peak on our travel from Quartzsite, Arizona to Picacho Peak State Park, we lost the camera like 4 times, and the reason we lost the camera was due to overheating. So what we did this time is I now have a fan, a small muffin fan, pointing at the camera, blowing air on the camera, and I have my Tilly hat on top of the camera, creating shade for it. So it's sitting on top of the camera, creating shade, and the fan is blowing into it, and hopefully that will keep our Mevo camera nice and, well, cooler than it was, and it won't shut off on us this time.
Yeah.
That was an experience.
And the electronics cabinet above.
Yeah, and the electronics cabinet, which we also had shut down on us because of the heat Wednesday. I have it all opened up, and I have all, the fans running, and of course everything like that. So in any case.
And your hat's about to fall.
And my hat's about to fall. The safety hat? You mean the Mevo safety hat?
Yes.
Well, stop going over the bumps.
Well, I will try.
Okay.
I'll try to jump them.
So there, I fixed that. Australia, we have somebody from Australia. Good morning, Fomor, whatever that is. I can't pronounce the name that you have written, but good morning to you. You must be the only.
We've had somebody from Australia before. I wonder if it's the same person.
Not sure. But yeah, we've had people from all over the world.
Or are we that famous we have 2 people from Australia?
Huh. This person, David Comer, says, missed you. I stay at the Picacho Peak RV resort next door.
Oh.
Yeah, we won't stay there, David, because short story of that is...
Well, they won't let us.
well, they wouldn't back in 2000 and... What was it, 9? I think it was
8, 10, somewhere around
anyways.
there. First time out west.
The first time we came out west, we chose to stop at that park. And when we pulled in...
Just for an overnight.
Yeah, we had a booking and everything. And when we pulled in, they said, oh no, you can't park in here. And we're like, why not? Well, it's a 55 and older park. And I look over and I go, but half your park is empty.
And we're just there for one night.
And we're there for one night passing through. Oh, it doesn't matter. You're not 55. You can't be here. And I'm like, but half your park is empty. You're going to turn away.
Let's just say they weren't the nicest
yeah,
about
they weren't
it
the
either.
nicest. I mean, you're going to turn away money, and that's how we discovered the state park, which we fit perfectly in, and we've been back there ever since. So every time we come this way, we usually stop at Picacho Peak State Park, and they are losing money from us every time. Anyways, just wanted to add that, David.
Yes.
Let's see. Looks like we got people all from North Carolina chatting together. West Virginia. Brenda seems relaxed driving. She's not swaying the wheel. No, this coach is very, very easy to drive.
Yeah.
The coach itself is very smooth for the most part, except for when you go over bridge seams. That's the worst.
Can't help that.
Can't help that. The coach is very, very easy to drive, very smooth. The steering wheel doesn't move around a lot, and it's...
Speaking of which, here's a bridge seam.
Here's a bridge seam, for example. You'll hear it bump, bump, and then bump, bump. The bridge seams are the worst. So, let's see. Loda says, what is the present temperature inside the coach when traveling? Do you have to run the generator to run the air conditioner? We're comfortable. Right now inside the coach, I would have to estimate about 69, 70 degrees where we're sitting.
It's not bad.
We do have our outside vents turned on, so our outside vents are shooting at us here. We do not have our AC running, and
you do have dash AC.
Yeah, we have dash AC, so we wouldn't, unless the back of the coach got super, super hot on a super hot day.
And it has, because we have our 2 cats back there.
Yeah, then we've been known to turn the generator on and start the ACs on the roof to cool it down. But for the most part, that's only happened a very few times. But very good question, Loda.
There goes your hat again.
Yeah, I go ahead again, shifting around. Saudi Arabia. Hello, good to see you, Adele. From Saudi Arabia. Actually, not good to see you. I can't see you, obviously, but you can see us. I gotta fix my head. Keeps falling down.
You watched us on Wednesday.
See, this is the hat that I have sitting on top of my Mevo camera. I have it sitting like this to make shade. And it's got vents and stuff in it, so it helps out.
Wow, that guy really...
I gotta tape it in place. Get some gaffer tape.
Yeah. Be careful though, love. I'm in a construction zone and lots of traffic.
Okay.
I just had that pickup truck almost take out my corner because he was going really, really close to us to switch lanes.
Okay, so I'm getting some gaffer tape, putting it on the hat here, which I'll attach to the Mevo camera, so hopefully this won't shift around.
Just don't push the button.
Just don't push the button and turn everybody off. You're right. That wouldn't be good. Sorry guys, just bear. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that'll work. Amy? Yeah. Hey, this is live. What can I say? You know, you take what you get when you're live.
I would actually prefer at this moment for you to move the computer and sit back.
Okay.
Because I've got a lot of traffic here in construction.
Okay, I will. Just give me 1 second. Try to put this back before it overheats. Okay, we'll go with that for now.
Oh,
yeah.
That guy was really tight.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing what I was doing right now. Brenda's correct. I shouldn't have been working on that during this construction.
It could have waited until right up here when it opens up.
Yeah, you're right, Brenda.
Wait,
is
that recorded?
No, it doesn't record. No. Oops, I hit the off button. Oh, darn. I must have stopped the video, love. You didn't get that on air.
Damn it. I'm sure somebody out there heard it.
No, nobody heard that.
The universe shuddered.
No, nobody heard that. The microphone shut off and everything. It was, terrible situation, love. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see if I can catch up with some of this. I already said hello to the Saudi Arabia gentleman. Hello. Everybody's saying where they're from, Georgia and stuff. Yeah, Jim, I agree. He can't he can't get going until he has 3 cups of coffee. Normally that's me also.
Yeah, I might need to up him up to 3 cups.
Yeah. But as it is now, you take out my driver's license and you look at blood type, it says CAF next to it. Hello, Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, we'll be close to there at some point.
Probably not till March.
Probably not till March.
By the end of March.
Yep, I love gaffer tape too. I have a whole mess of it, David. Gaffer tape is awesome.
Yeah, we go through it a lot.
We do. Well, especially because...
But it's handy.
It is, and it comes... Obviously, gaffer tape is used for mostly for music gigs, stuff like that. That's what it was developed for, to tape things down without leaving a residue. But we use it in the Motorcoach all the time for things like this too. The dash cam, yes, it's very steady. One of the reasons it's very steady is because I have digital stabilization turned on the camera. So, but the coach is pretty much steady also. We are on airbags. It does vibrate, because it's on a little tripod gaffer taped to the dashboard, and it does move around. But I have image stabilization turned on, so that helps greatly, obviously. Hello, Tom Electronic. Hello from India, or Indiana. Sorry.
Oh man, I don't think we've had anybody from India before.
That would have been cool. Did you go to RTR this year? I heard that was between...
No.
What is RTR?
That's the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous.
Oh, no, we don't.
That's the people that live in vans and travel trailers, I think, or I don't know what the actual... I've heard that the RTR is mostly people that live in like conversion vans and stuff. That's what I've heard.
So no, we've never been there, and it doesn't sound like something we would go to. It was between 3,000 and 4,000. If you mean rigs, yeah, not something we would feel comfortable at.
Yeah, no. Well, we did, unless he's talking about just Quartzsite itself.
Yeah, he could be.
Because we were there
Yeah.
with, 75 of our other RVers for our group. Now we're getting into Tucson. We got 5 lanes of traffic.
We don't like stuff like this. Hey,
This is the only major city we're going through, and this is just straight through. There's no roundabout, so.
Yeah, we have to go through it. So Brian Hubbard, you said you just had capacitor batteries put in. I don't know what a capacitor battery is. We use AGM batteries on this motor coach. Most motor coaches, when they're built, they have water-based batteries. These have I had AGMs put into this coach. I never heard of capacitor batteries. You say it increased your battery storage by 7 times. Again, not knowing what they are, it could be they increased 7 times because your batteries were bad. We have 900 amp hours of battery storage. So of the 900 amp hours, we can use 450 amp hours of that before we want to recharge.
Well, we're an all-electric coach, residential fridge and everything, no propane on board. So when we were out in Quartzsite, in the middle of the desert, we were dry camping, we ran off our batteries. And we could run all day and only charge our batteries with our generator for about 2.5 hours in the morning and 2.5 hours before bed. Yeah, other than that, we were fine and we were running off battery the whole time with an all-electric coach.
Yeah, so I don't know what capacitor batteries are. Oh, hello, Red Bear, Alaska. Good to see you. Well, not see you, but good to see I keep saying that. I can't see any of you. Wait, yes, I can. I see you. Your camera's on. Kidding.
Oh, it's early for her to be up.
Yeah. It's 12 degrees there, she said.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
She loves the sunshine in our video. Yeah, we do too, except then you can't see us because of the contrast issue with the cameras. Brenda, they're backing you up saying that they heard what I said.
Oh, yay.
It's going to be a good day, Andrew Kusher says. He's got coffee in hand. David.
Hey, love.
Yeah.
There's a Waffle House over there.
Oh, come on. Oh. Dang it.
Dang it, Dan.
Dang it, Dan.
That's a movie quote. I don't remember what that one was from, though.
Was that a movie quote or was that a
TV show quote?
TV show.
I don't know.
I'm going to see if my receiving transmission of our video is pretty dismal.
For those of you who are wondering why I pointed out a Waffle House, it's kind of a funny and strange road game that we came up with, and I don't know how we came up with it. I don't know why we came up with it. And so when we saw one, we were like, hey, look, there's a Waffle House. All they sell are waffles. And so now it just has become a game of spotting the Waffle Houses. Because they're not in every state. So they just come up sporadically.
And so we spot the Waffle House, and the first person to spot the Waffle House gets a point.
Yeah.
But if you say you spot a Waffle House and actually isn't a Waffle House, you lose a point.
And then if you say it in a sentence before the other person sees it, then you get double the points.
Like, hey, you know the other day when we went to the Waffle House? See, I would get double points for that.
Yes.
But anyways, we just make up the rules as we go.
Yeah, and we have no idea who has what points.
No, I'm winning though.
I'm sure that's not true. If there's an emergency or something, we like to do about 4 hours.
Bob from Eastern Pennsylvania says, greetings, first time watching you live. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
See what happens when you watch us live?
Now all these people that are going to be watching it days from now recorded, they're going to wonder, who's Bob?
Yeah. Did you get to see the new Tiffin integrated control system, and was it to your liking? I did see the Tiffin integrated control system, Bob.
Is that panel that
That
we
panel,
saw?
yeah.
Okay.
And
keep left to I-10 East.
I really liked the showing of the electronic, how the electric, I should say, is being flowed. I like the electric, showing the electric flow and how things are currently connected electric-wise. I don't like that everything's on a panel, and so your lighting and your bed and your slides and everything are on a touch panel. The reason for that is because what if that panel goes out? You have no control over anything in the coach at that point. So I don't like that aspect of it. I'd rather have hard tactile buttons for my slide outs, because if something was to break, at least I can trace it back to the motor or something like that. When you're talking about something that's on the Spider system, if your panel goes out, I have no way to trace it. I have no way to know, where to go with it to try to figure out what's wrong. So, is that the same Waffle House you got?
Damn it.
Yes, I got one. And that was in a sentence, right? So I get 2 points. Okay, any case. So yeah, the panel was really cool, except they had integrated everything into the panel.
3 left lanes.
So they have everything into the panel, and if that panel goes out, you're kind of screwed. And it is a panel. Sooner or later, it's probably going to go out. But in any case, other than that, it was cool. They did some stupid things. For example, the thermostat controls. We have hard thermostats in 3 different places in the coach that we have to set every night before, getting up, because they're not smart thermostats. Well,
Continue on iPad.
even though the thermostats are now on a digital control panel, they didn't make it so you can program them. They're still dumb thermostats on a touch panel. That's really dumb. I just said dumb. It is dumb, though.
It's DUM dumb.
It's DUM dumb.
Doesn't even deserve the B.
Nope, doesn't even deserve the DUMB dumb. It doesn't even deserve the last B. That's how dumb it is. DUM. I mean, if you're going to take the time to put the control system, the heating control system on a panel, you might as well go a little bit further and make it so you can program it to set times to turn the temperature up and down at night, in the morning, and what have you automatically. Nope, they didn't do that. Any case, so there's your answer. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, on the news last night, we saw that we're going through Tucson right now, and between Tucson and Phoenix, they have these autopilot semis on the road that they're testing.
Auto-driving semis.
Yeah.
Self-driving.
Self-driving. So I've been keeping my eyes out. I have yet to see one, but that would have been really cool if we saw one.
Yeah.
You would have had to take a picture of that.
Yeah, Brian, getting back to your capacitor batteries, you said a friend of yours works for a company that's making them, and I guess you're a guinea pig. I personally, seeing that we live in our Motorcoach full time, I would not do that. If I lost my batteries or something happened, battery fire or something like that, untested, it's not something we would want to do. So it's great that you're testing them. I just hope you don't full time, because you never know what might happen with a test product, and you will never know when you might need your batteries.
Yeah.
But it sounds interesting. People are now putting in, they're starting to put in lithium-ion batteries, but geez, one 320 amp hour or something like that lithium-ion battery is like $3,800. Stupid money. I would not do that. Oh, hello from Quartzsite. Hi, we left you guys on Wednesday. We were there with our Uberfest party. Let's see here. Seeing what we got going on here.
Costco, do you need anything?
No, I don't need anything at Costco. Got people from Canada, Colorado. Let's see here. Somebody says they're going back to bed. It's 4 a.m. there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're still on the road when I get up.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either. I wouldn't have gotten up for us.
You can watch it later.
Yeah, I can always watch it later if you really, really wanted to. Hawaii! Hey! Aloha!
Oh. Pet peeve of mine. Somebody gets on the expressway and zooms right in front of me and then slows way down. You know there's a problem when a big rig like me is going to pass you.
RV Legal, Eagles, the Nano Station, the tutorial I did on the Nano Station, that's an outdoor product. You can use that indoor or outdoor, up to you. They're powerful enough that you can use them indoors and just point it toward them, that's for sure. Liverpool, England. Liverpool, England. Wow.
There's where we would get off for that RV park that we used to stay at after Quartzsite, but we went to Picacho Peak instead.
Andrew, we use on average probably about 120 gigs a month, 130 gigs a month of data. We have not seen ourselves get throttled at all. We have both AT&T and Verizon unlimited plans, and neither one of them have we ever seen throttling on.
We have the original Verizon unlimited, the grandfathered in one from 2011 that we first bought back in 2011, and we never changed it, so we don't plan on changing it, I think.
The cats are doing fine, thank you for asking, and when we get out of this area, this dense area, I'll grab the camera and I'll give you a tour of the coach in the back, and we'll say hello to the boys.
Yeah, they're sleeping in their spots like normal.
So stay tuned for that. That's called a teaser. That keeps you around a little while. You get to go on a tour of the coach as we're moving down the road.
We are on the other side of Tucson now.
How much driving does Brenda, significant other
yeah,
that does the driving, and usually the wife or whatever doesn't know how to drive the rig, and that's something you gotta know. You really do, because if something was to happen to me and she can't drive the rig, we're more or less stuck.
Yeah. We've come across that way too many times with other couples where they literally do get stuck somewhere.
How much difference between inside and outside on the nano station? Again, it doesn't make a difference. Antenna, and it's very powerful. So you're really not noticeably, you wouldn't notice a difference unless you're trying to go long range with a line of sight to the access point you're trying to hit. But for the most part, again, the nano stations, when you're in an RV park, are so powerful that you can have them inside the RV. Difference, if any at all. She's asking, what did we do for a career and what triggered the idea to purchase a motorhome? So what did we used to do? What did we do for a living, and why did we? And it grew to be one of the largest sites for audio video enthusiasts on the web.
Home theater's always been our passion.
Yeah, audio video home theater has always been a passion. So any case, we ended up selling that community forum back in October of 2011. What got us on the road and opened up our eyes to traveling, however, is I had a stroke when I was 40, and we figured at that point, after I got better, we really haven't seen this country of ours.
At that time you were working at home.
Yeah.
So you were sitting at the kitchen table working. So. Yeah.
So since 2002, I used to work for the government, network operations director for the government for 14 years.
Then you built the website.
And then I built the website while I was at work, and then in 2002 is when I quit the job and we went full time with our online businesses. I still own TivoCommunity.com and DBSTalk.com, but when I had my stroke, that was an eye opener to us, obviously.
Yeah.
And we decided that, hey, we can always buy another house. We might not always be able to travel, big bump, and might not always be able to travel. So let's
do it while we can.
Let's get rid of all our overhead and travel while we can, because we can always buy another house down the road if something was to happen or what have you. So in any case.
And the nice part about traveling, on top of the normal stuff of meeting new people and seeing the country, is when you do want to settle back down and get a house, there may be somewhere in the country that you just fell in love with and you never knew about it before until you traveled, and now you know about it and you buy a house there.
Yeah. Yeah, Russ. Russ wants to know, is it cheating if you MapQuest Waffle Houses along the way?
Yes.
That's cheating. Hello, Lewis from Montreal, Canada. Joe Carroll says, I'm driving one of those self-driving semis right now. For some reason, Joe, I don't know if I believe that. And if you are,
That's cool.
take a photo, email it to us, and I'll believe you, and I'll say I'm wrong on the next time we travel. We did have a gentleman, Peter. Was it Peter? On an oil rig?
Yeah, Peter, he from Denmark.
Denmark. He was on an oil rig out in the middle of somewhere. He was live with us, watching us as we were traveling down the road in Denmark on an oil rig, on an oil platform.
And we had asked him if he was on land, on an oil rig, on land, or if he was out in the ocean, and he never answered us during our travels. Well, when we stopped, David checked his email, and he emailed us.
Yeah, he emailed us a number of hours later telling us that, giving us the information we requested. So at some point, he started watching that video from that point on again.
Yeah. That was funny.
I'm just trying to catch up on these messages here. Oh, Sweden. Hello from Sweden.
Hello. I think we had Sweden on Wednesday.
Do you know if a foreigner is able to fly a drone in the U.S.? Are you talking military or hobby drone? Seeing that you're from another country, I have to ask. Ha. Yes, you can fly a drone in the U.S. You cannot fly drones in national parks, however. So if you're coming here to visit the national parks,
state parks
and national parks usually are off limits. You cannot fly a drone, and you will be ticketed, and or your drone can be confiscated.
Yes. And, you won't be able to fly it commercially, right?
Yeah, you can't fly it for commercial purposes either. You need a license for that. Where's our favorite summer place outside of your place in New York? Mine, personally, is from a long ago, is Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Newfoundland, province of Canada. Have to take the Motorcoach on a ferry to get over to it, but we spent a month and a half over there in our last Motorcoach, and got to go over there in the summer because they have a very, very short window because it's super cold up there. They have a very short, like 2.5 months of summer. So you have to go up there during the summertime to visit. Steve Hall. Hey William, I'm glad you're learning from us. Good luck in come August when you get your motorhome and you decide to hit the road. Good luck on that.
Is that coach in front of me leaning really hard, or is that the crown in the road?
No, it's
because the
leaning.
car's not leaning, they're towing.
That little Class C is leaning.
Yeah. It's like they're way overweight on one side, or their shocks or something are gone.
RV Legal, did we ever install the WeBoost RV antenna, or are we still using the small one? Heck yeah, we installed the big one. We have the big 4G one, the big black one. They also now have a smaller one that goes closer to the roof. I wanted the taller one though because I wanted it. We have roof rails on the side of our coach, which are aluminum, and I didn't want that antenna below those because aluminum is a perfect shield. So our roof, I wanted the one that goes up on a spring-loaded mount, so it's above our roof line. So I'm using the black trucker one that's up there. It has the same gain. Those two antennas have the same gain, but I used, like I said, the one because I needed it at above the roof rails, so I wasn't blocked. Well, one of the neatest things that happened to us when we were traveling last time was we had somebody, his wife was watching us drive in the passenger seat, and they were coming 10 westbound, and they, right before we got off at Picacho Peak, they passed us on the other side.
Yeah,
they were watching us the whole way, and they were trying to catch us so they can pass us before they got to Picacho Peak, and they actually did it. That is kind of cool. That actually happened.
Yeah, that's neat.
That they were watching.
Just in a regular pickup truck. They weren't in, motorhome or anything that we could spot it easily.
Leada, I think it's Latea, L-A-T-A-D-A. Wow, bad road. Latina. She says, David, been listening to Notes from Neptune. Really good music and voices. Yeah, Notes from Neptune. Those guys, Scott and Thomas, are just brilliant. Oh,
Yeah.
I love playing with those guys. Check out, if you guys don't know who we're talking about, check out notesfromneptune.com. They play out of the Phoenix, Arizona area, and they played at our Uberfest party, and I had the distinct pleasure of being able to play with them for that party. And what you see online right now is only the second set with a single camera position. I do have the whole concert, the whole gig shot, and I'm going to be editing it all together into a production and putting the whole thing online at some time. So you have more coming. You'll be able to see more. You'll be able to see the first set of the show when I get that edited. So that's kind of cool. Thank you for mentioning them, by the way. And if you guys are ever out in Phoenix, Arizona, look them up, Notes from Neptune. Find out where they're playing and go see them. Tell them you met them, you know of them because of us. Or even write to them on their website or Facebook page and let them know you found out about them because of us.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
A little bit of wind coming up.
Somebody says, yeah, we're getting a lot of wind right now, by the way. We're supposed to be getting some wind up to 15 miles an hour, and now we're starting to feel that. So it's going to start getting noisier inside the motor coach, because unfortunately, we're going dead into the wind.
Yeah.
Which is going to do great for our gas mileage. Brenda, somebody named Out of the Office, says she likes reading your comments on the Instapot community.
I tell you, Instapot is a big thing for RVers. It's great, but I love doing Instapot. I mean, the last couple nights I've made chili and I made sausage and peppers with pasta. Oh great, a student driver just passed me.
Red Jaguar, I don't know about the Phaeton XSH. All that stands for is extra height. So they give you more height in the cargo area,
Yeah.
which is nice. But as far as the floor plan goes or anything, we really haven't looked at it because we really haven't concentrated on the Phaeton line at all. We've been watching the Allegro Bus line because we're waiting for them to come out with a floor plan that we like better than the one we have now. But the SHX, the X is for extra height, which we would like.
Yeah.
Hershey Motorhome, we are camping overnight tonight. We got laundry we got to do.
No, we don't camp.
Oh, we don't camp. You're right. We don't camp.
We have heated floors in a dishwasher. We don't camp.
Yeah.
That's our saying, at least.
Yeah, we don't camp. We never set out to do this to camp.
But you're right. We usually will find a Walmart overnight if we're just passing through. But since we just spent about 10 days out on Quartzsite and a few days in Picacho Peak State Park, we've got a bunch of laundry to do and stuff. So we'll get there, in a few hours, and I'll be able to get a couple loads of laundry in just for some hookups.
Mr. McBeanie, no, we've traveled in Canada and Mexico. So not just the United States. No, oh, okay, Joe. Joe says, I guess my joke didn't come across right. Me driving a self-driving truck. The joke didn't come across correctly.
He's driving the self-driving.
No, I get that, but it didn't come across correctly because they still have to have a driver in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So there is still a driver there to take over if need be, even though it's a self-driving truck. So that's why your joke didn't translate. Sorry, Joe.
It was an A for effort, though.
Somebody's asking Yoko and David Light, Apple or Android, and why? I had both. We've had the iPads and the iPhone, and Google. We use Google Pixel phones, and so all of our online storage all of our photos and everything is free.
Yeah.
Everything just goes up there, and we don't have to continue paying Apple to use space, and it's always there. With Apple, we would have to pay for our space, and if we stopped paying, we'd lose everything.
Yeah, and I take a lot of pictures.
Brenda takes a lot of pictures.
They're
Yeah.
digital,
Yeah, I know.
and it's, they're up on the cloud.
So we just have migrated and drifted to Android over Apple. We use Apple. You should have took a picture of us.
They were on the passenger side of us, and then they slowed way down, went to the back of us, and was there for a little bit on I-80, driving around you, taking pictures.
And they took pictures of our motorhome driving. That was kind of funny. He said the actual words were, "We always hope we'd run into you one day.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it to be on I-80 westbound." Hey, Andrew from A&S Detailing. Yeah, you should be bummed that you missed the party, you nitwit.
Next year, though, Andrew, we're going to have them on Saturday night, like we did the previous year. We just couldn't do them Saturday night this year because they were already booked for a wedding.
So yeah, you'll be able to stay next year. But yeah, you missed it. You missed a hell of a bash. And if you look at the video online, you'll see that you missed a hell of a bash.
That's okay, though. We forgive you.
We didn't do the way we're currently of nowhere currently, so we're not sure on how well the signal's going to hold up. Just a heads up on that.
Yeah.
We're in Mexico. Where do Pat and Bob and Pat go to in Mexico all the time?
Puerto Penasco by Rocky Point, that area. It's an RV park. I can't remember the name of the RV park, but there's one down there that they go to that's right on the beach.
Yeah. Once again, we're going through cutouts in the mountains and stuff right now, so our signal may be breaking up. If you just hang in there, it'll come back. Just a heads up on that. And yes, we're very dark on the screen. That's because the sun is so freaking bright, and I can't adjust the camera. I can try to adjust the camera and see if I can get some of the gain up, but that sun is so freaking bright. I'll see if I can do anything.
Here's my question.
What?
We keep going left to right and curving around. If you adjust it now, is it going to mess it up later if we turn again?
Well, we're normally half of us from the waist up is in black.
Okay.
So that's because the contrast is so bad coming off the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
It's reflecting off of here is my guess. And I think it's taking that into account. You know, if I got a whoa, break.
Wow.
Damn.
What a jerk.
Sorry, just had to give us
It was
truck
a
driver
semi.
Oh man, that's where a horn came in handy.
I was passing this semi and he apparently was behind me, did not like that. He zoomed around me. I had to slam my brakes on or else he would have taken out our front corner.
He was trying to pass us. His bumper to pass him when this semi came up super fast. Man, idiot. See,
Sorry.
I can call people idiots. I'm not, what's the word that somebody yelled at on our last video? They said we're arrogant because we call people idiots on the road. That was an idiot.
That was an idiot.
Call me arrogant, call me whatever you want, but that was an idiot.
Yeah, and in this wind and everything too, he's going too fast.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I got an idea. I'll be right back, guys.
Here I am passing the semi again now.
Let me do the walkabout and show you the as soon as Brenda gets by this semi. I'll do the walkabout and show you the Motorcoach for those of you who haven't seen it when it's all closed up. And you can meet our two cats that are sleeping currently. So as soon as Brenda gets past this semi, I'll do that. And then we have an RV small class C up here. So here we go. I'm going to grab the camera. Got to disconnect the gaffer tape there. Disconnect the camera from the mount. And we're going to go for a little walk.
Bye.
There's my lovely Brenda driving the motorhome.
Have fun.
See, there she is. And we're coming up to a Class C motorhome, as you might be able to see out there.
No, that's a Class A, love.
Oh, that's Class A? Oh, yeah, it is. So, any case, we'll come back here, give the camera a second to adjust, and
Woo, that guy just...
that guy went really fast too. I felt that.
That's a car, though.
Yeah.
But still.
Oh, I gotta turn the lights on when I get back there. Here's the Class A motor coach we're passing. Everybody wave. I don't know if that worked or not. Okay, let me run back here real quick and turn the lights on, because I forgot to do that before I came back here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back up here. Hope I'm not giving anybody vertigo. And okay, so here we are. So this is our motor coach all closed up as we're driving. You can see there's plenty of space to walk, obviously. You saw me just do that. Here's Mr. Whisper. Whisper is 19 years old, and he sleeps either here or right there when we're driving. And you can see he's just sound asleep.
Bump.
Bump. And then back here is Mr. BK. BK is 16 years old, and he is always found sleeping in this chair when we're driving. Mr. BK. Hashtag BK love. So that's Mr. BK. So back here, as you can see, is everything all closed up. And this is my coffee machine. And it's, in case for those of you wondering, it's held down by Velcro and won't go anywhere unless we have a major accident, which obviously everything will go everywhere at that point. But this is my coffee machine. And then this is just a floor mat that goes normally in front of our sink. And then this is how Brenda stores our alcohol and stuff, which is normally over here next to the coffee machine and up here on the counter. When she puts things in for storage, she uses a beach towel and creates little nooks, as you can see, like this. And then they don't rattle or anything as we're driving. So that's a good way to stow things, is in the sink like that, using a beach towel as making little nooks. Also, our knives, our knife block here, the knives are pointing backwards for a reason, because if they were turned the other way, if we ever slam our brakes on really hard, you never know. One of these things, could come out, and you don't want that, obviously, to happen. So they're always pointing toward the back. And then back here, our refrigerator has a lockdown on it. We have a tie down that we put on it so the refrigerator doors don't open, which does happen and can happen along a strong turn. And for bathroom, we do have our powder room here, which we can use on the road as we're driving. So this is our powder room. And back here is our bedroom. So this is the bedroom. It is all closed up. As you can see, we can't get by unless we crawl across the bed to get to the back room, which is our back bathroom, and our closet back there. Basically, we just close it up. We stow things on the bed, like my Segway is here, just sitting here. There's my cajon right there, my drum, and our artwork and stuff. We just kind of set here. When we get somewhere, we open it up, and it all gets put away to where it needs to go. So this is our motor coach. And of course, we have the Christmas vacation RV rig, and it does talk. You won't be able to hear it because it's up there, but it gives the sayings from the show, like, yep, that there's an RV. Good looking vehicle, isn't it? Don't be falling in love with it, because I'll be taking it with me when we leave here in a month. I love that line. Or, shitter's full. Any case, so we're coming back up here, and this is our cockpit and everything. It's probably really bright up here now. So I'm going to set you down, and then I'm going to see about trying to adjust the video image so we can lighten it up a little bit so you can see us better. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see what I see.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. They were wonderful people that were visiting with me. Let's see if I can do anything with this now.
You didn't disturb the boys, did you?
Oh gosh, no, they were gone. Hey guys, I'm just going to try to adjust the video here. I hope I can do this on the fly. I'm not sure I actually can. And we'll see if we can get any better image out of this. I'm not sure. And one of the bad things is I can't adjust the image and see it at the same time when I'm adjusting it, because I don't know why in the software I should be able to see the image as I'm adjusting it, and it doesn't allow me to do that. I have to go into settings,
that's
go into
stupid.
brightness, change the brightness, and then go back to the image, which really is dumb. But I do have another idea I wanted to try first that I just remembered. And that is because it seems like all the brightness is coming from the dashboard. If I was to put something on the dashboard that's dark, then
Like just get a beach towel or
yeah,
something.
it might get rid of that. So hang on one
They're in the
second.
cabinet above the bed.
Okay, love. Well, I need something dark.
Or
I got my jacket.
Just grab the blanket that's on the back of the reclining chair, love. That brown blanket.
The brown blanket BK's using.
No, there's one underneath the plaid one from Vermont. There's a brown one under there.
Found it. I didn't see it. Yes, we have a lot of blankets. No, we're not usually in the cold area. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if
Careful.
this changes the brightness at all.
Hang on. The semi's going really slow, and that guy was passing me really fast, so I couldn't move over.
So that's not dark enough, unfortunately. It might have worked somewhat, but yeah, you didn't give me much warning on that one.
Well, he was going really slow, and that guy just zoomed right past me, so
Trying to see if the image worked at all on that. I don't think that
sorry
worked at all.
about that.
Okay, let me try one other thing. I'm going to try tilting the camera upward and get it off the dashboard. And then see if that changes brightness. I would think it would. Come on, camera, change brightness. Sorry guys, missing all your questions. I'm just trying to get a better image for you guys.
Should be playing like the Jeopardy music
Yeah.
or something.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Let's see if will he or will he not be able to fix the image? Huh. Doesn't allow me to. Oh, that's stupid. It is, the auto exposure is on. Let's try going fixed exposure, see what happens. But how do I change it? There's no setting for fixed. Advanced settings, auto adjustment, go. See, that should be coming up. Let me try shutting my blind because there's a lot of light coming from that. I don't know why it's not lightening up. It should be brightening up. Okay, let me try that. Okay, somebody.
Now, if you put tape over the lens, they won't be able to see us, dear.
Well,
I don't understand how that will help if the blanket didn't help.
I wanted to see if it causes a reflection or not a reflection. The blanket was just bright. That actually is a little better now. Gaffer tape. Ding. What's ding?
It's GPS telling me there's a 5% steep hill downward ahead. 75% grade.
Hey, look at that. It brought the brightness up. Now what happens if I open my window?
You're gonna have to
I got a
wait till
lot of
pass
light
this
on my
semi.
side, so I'm going to kill my window, and that should help that, because a lot of the sun is over there. So that will help a lot, actually, right there. Okay. Gaffer tape to the rescue. Adjusting the camera position to be higher up, and look, we can be seen again.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Ah.
Jeez. Okay, let me see if I can catch up to some of these questions. I gotta back up, so bear with me, guys. I know you guys might not, the questions might not even be here. The people watching might not even be here. I know that, but at least if they go and they watch this later, they'll be able to get their questions answered, I guess. So just bear with me. I gotta find out where we are in the list of all these people. Sweden calling. Okay, out of the office. Summer place. Got that one. Okay, there's Andrew's message. We talked about Mexico. Yeah, Corey, that was definitely an idiot. You're right. That's how far back I am with the semi thing. Jim Brooks says, David's really nice to think of the other driver as number one, because I give him the finger. That's kind of funny.
Did you give him the
I
finger?
did.
I
When he
missed
went by us, I gave him double finger. Are you kidding? I mean, that was bad. Like I said, dumb. D-U-M, dumb. Doesn't deserve even the last B. It was so dumb. Larry D, do we ever use our outside TV? Very rarely, because RV etiquette. To us, it's RV etiquette.
Yeah.
When you're parked next to somebody and you got your television on, and you know they may be inside right there, and their wall is right next to you, and we usually don't use it unless we're doing something like we have a lot of people around and watching a football game or something. That's different. But for the most part, we don't watch TV outside for the most part. And as far as making the viewing better, that all depends on what your TV has. Do you have a movable mount? Can you tilt it? One of the things that I did do when the coach was being built was our TV cabin on the outside opens up like this. So what I did was I made sure they painted the inside of that cover that opens black, so I don't get this white reflection off.
Can I interrupt you
off
for a
the
second?
image? Yeah.
You did shut the cabinet when you got the gaffer tape, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. I've got my engine brake on, by the way, just so you know. When you get these steep grades.
So I had the door blacked out so it doesn't get this white reflection on the television when it's open.
I just wanted to make mention about the engine brake, because on these steep grades and stuff.
Yes, William.
I'm not touching my brake.
Yes, William. The coffee machine is the Jura Micro 1. Oh, excuse me. Micro 9. Excuse me. The Jura Micro 9. It was the smallest super automatic coffee machine I could find at the time. Love it. I missed my super automatic that I had at home. That's one of the things I missed. So I'm glad I found the Jura when I did the Micro 9.
Because it's a small one.
Ooh.
As far as super automatics go.
That was a hard bump.
Yeah, that was a...
I'm catching up to all the notes now about fixing the video image. Okay.
Rough road next 2 miles.
Rick, will the tape backing melt to my dashboard? No, that is because we're using gaffer tape. Gaffer tape is a special low adhesion tape that you use for things, well, just like this. It's usually used for taping down wires and stuff when you go on movie sets or television shows or concert venues. Gaffer is what they call the people that do lighting and sound and setups and stuff like that. The person is called a gaffer, and so the tape is called gaffer tape, and it's a low residue tape, so that will just pull on and off without any residue at all. Have we always let our cats run free, and have they ever got close to getting under the driver? Yes, our cats always have run free inside the motor coach. They do not go outside the motor coach. They can go wherever they want, and no, we've never had an issue with them wanting to go underneath the driver while we're driving. And if they do, if they were to walk up, we would just say no and just kind of push them away, and they're fine.
Once in a while, Whisper does jump.
It's fun, obviously.
No, then the passenger immediately gets up and gets him down.
Yes. So I'm going to reload my page, make sure I'm not missing anything here. And we're from OutsideOurBubble.com. And we are currently traveling down I-10 eastbound. We are traveling currently, how fast? 65 miles per hour.
Yeah, I slowed down because it's windy.
It's really windy. And you're currently riding along with us in a 2014 Tiffin Allegro Bus, model 45LP. We are 42,000 pounds currently loaded. We pull a Jeep Grand Cherokee behind us, I think, which is like 5,600 pounds, thus making our total length 64 feet long going down the road. Currently passing a Dutch Star next to us. Not that it matters. Hello. We are currently on our way from Picacho Peak State Park to Deming, New Mexico, and we have 169 miles currently remaining in our trip.
We just passed through Benson, Arizona.
Yeah, we just passed, Benson, Arizona is where we just passed through.
Yep.
So that's the lowdown on what you're doing. Oh, also the video. The video is being brought to you by the use of a Mevo camera.
Kellogg cereal, though.
Kellogg cereal.
Pop-Tarts, I should have said.
Pop-Tarts. The video is being brought to you by a Mevo 4G camera. That's Mevo, M-E-V-O, and it's made specifically for streaming purposes. And it's connected to our motor coach over 5G network, and then our data is being provided via Verizon 4G. So we're only as good as our data allows us to be. In order to be as good as we can be, we're also using a WeBoost 4G XRV, which is a boosting system for cellular signals, with an external antenna on the roof, a booster inside with an external antenna inside. So all of that is running together to try to bring you this HD image. And
we did a blog post on that.
For the most part, it works very well, and we don't usually have a lot of dropouts. So that's the spiel. Do you replace your tires by age, or do you inspect them and replace them regardless of age? We inspect them and replace them if we see major cracks, that's for sure, but tires rot from the inside out on these things. They get moisture inside of them, and normally when you take a tire off one of these rims, it's rusted up in there. So tires normally rot from the inside out, so on these large rigs, these large tires. So you want to be very conscious of the date, and usually you want to replace them within 7 years. Me personally, I would rather replace the RV than spend.
We did that.
Yeah, than spend about $10,000, $12,000 on tires. So you really can't see the rot on the inside, obviously. So
I don't know
if
they're that much.
That's a heads up. Well, yeah, we got.
Whoa, the semi just
went off big.
Went off the road big time.
Well, yeah, we got 8 tires, and even if they're $1,000 a piece, there's 8,000.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're getting them at the time, what location you're in, I guess.
I know FMCA has a discount. I think the Tiffin Allegro Club now has a discount.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, we're going through mountainous regions right now. Mountainous as in we're going through hills and valleys. And so our 4G signal can greatly be disrupted at this point. So if it is, just hang in there. Hopefully we'll be right back with you when it picks up again. Just a heads up. If you're watching this after the fact and it's not currently today, which is January 28th, at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, then the video will automatically stitch together, and we'll be talking, and all of a sudden we'll jump and be talking about something else. So, any case, my ears just popped. Well,
Yeah.
we were climbing pretty good, weren't we?
Yeah, we got down to about 54 miles per hour. It was a big incline.
So, any case, yeah, we're heading to an overnight stop. We're going there, short drive, 4 hours. And what we're going to do, we're going to get full hookups so we can do laundry, because we haven't been able to do laundry since we left Quartzsite. Well, actually, since we got to Quartzsite, which was on the... When did we get to Quartzsite? We got to
Like the
Quartzsite
14th,
on the
I think.
15th.
15th, yes.
We arrived in Quartzsite, Arizona on the 15th.
That Monday, the 15th.
So, Brent, if you want to find a place to pull over, I can switch driving, because you've been over 2 hours now. So if you want to find a turn off or something, feel free,
Okay.
and I'll take over. Haven't had any little questions here in a little while, so that's good. Oh, how do you guys like having Alexa control your lights in coach? Well, seeing that myself and my friend Michael were the first people ever to have a voice-activated coach, we like it a lot. And we still like it. And people who have coach proxies, they were lucky enough to get them and have Alexas. You can upgrade those to do the same thing. The bad news, however, is that if you have a second generation Alexa, we can no longer do that. You have to have a first generation Alexa, because they changed their coding, and so the coach proxy and the way it works does not work with the second generation Alexa. It only works with the first generation Alexa. But right now, the only people that I'm aware of that can actually use the Alexa to control their lights and their blinds and stuff are people with coach proxies. I don't think any other manufacturer to this day allows for that. Oh, which reminds me, Alexa, turn off the main lights. Let's see here. Russia. Somebody from Russia. Hi.
Hello.
Very cool watching us from Russia. That's really cool. We're traveling on...
I think we had someone from Russia on Wednesday.
Did we?
I think so.
We're currently traveling 65 miles per hour down I-10 eastbound.
There's a rest area in 7 miles.
There's a rest area in 7 miles, which I'll take over driving at that point then. Pretty cool that we got somebody from around the world watching us in high definition. That's kind of cool. I'm guessing high definition. Yes, Corey, we do want to replace our coach before we need to replace our tire. So we're really, really hoping Tiffin does come up with a floor plan that we like. Just because of the cost.
It just kind of worked out that way with our 2008 Tourmaster that we had. It was at the point, getting to the point where we needed new tires, age-wise. But that's when we started going full-time, and we're looking at different floor plans. So it just kind of happened to work that way.
We just happened to see, we're going by some construction areas, and they got flags out, and I'm looking at the flags, and yeah, we're going dead directly into the wind, which the wind is not very light today.
Yeah.
Which really is going to really...
Two-handed steering wheel day.
Yeah, which is going to be really, really bad for our gas mileage. Really bad.
Yeah.
Now this is really different, because normally when we head east, we have the winds to our back and we get great gas mileage. But don't you know, the wind shifted for whatever reason, and we're going directly dead into it.
This winter has just been strange.
Yeah, it has been. That just sucks. T. Privy asked me, did I lose weight? I look slimmer than before. Why, thank you.
From Wednesday? Wow,
From
they're
Wednesday?
good.
You're really good. It depends on, yes, I have lost weight, and I'm not sure how far back you're looking but at my videos, but yes, I have. Thank you for noticing.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Brenda has too, by the way.
Yeah, it's just not as relevant. That's okay.
Henry, if you back up in the video, you'll see that the cats are sleeping in chairs behind us. I did a walkthrough of the video of the coach as we were driving down the road, and you can see the cats. Yes, Mother Nature does not want us to get gas mileage. Currently, our gas mileage is what there on the bottom of the scan gauge, bottom right.
5.9.
5.9 miles to the gallon. So yeah, we're doing really bad going into the wind and climbing the mountains.
And yeah, we're going through these mountains, and there are some pretty steep grades. So
somebody asked what I use to edit our videos because they're well done. I use Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is our software that we use. Oh, the rest stop that's coming up is the Rock rest stop. I say rock because it's a really, really cool area with these boulders, these giant boulders, just seemingly out of nowhere, just placed almost like meticulously, almost like it was done at Disney World or something.
Yeah.
It's a really, really cool rest stop. In fact, when we start to get up there, I'll turn the camera around so you can see it. So that's coming up very soon. But it's a really cool terrain area. It's really amazing. It reminds us of the movie, Rock. What movie is that from? And then we'll tell you the movie. Movie quote. What movie is that from? But we'll show it to you when we're coming up to it here. And hopefully, because it is such a popular rest stop, hopefully we'll have a place to pull over and change.
Yeah.
If not, we'll still pull off and we'll just quickly change drivers blocking traffic.
Speaking of which, if we have to do that, did you need to hit the restroom before we
No, I'm okay.
switch?
But if we do stop and we are able to stop, then I'll hit the restroom. But other than that, I can continue if need be.
Okay.
But thank you for asking, my dear.
Well, I figured I'd ask.
So yeah, we use Final Cut Pro to edit our videos. I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera around now so you can see this area. It's pretty cool. Oh, that's our doorbell. Nobody's ringing our doorbell.
And David, your phone has the
my
flashlight on.
Still on. Yeah, I see that. Unfortunately. Let's see how that looks. There we go. Okay, we're coming into this area. I hit the Ring doorbell with my
computer.
Hand. Yeah.
Hand, whatever.
Okay, so we're coming into this area. Up here, right up here, is a really, really, really cool rest stop area that you're seeing. So doesn't look like much right now, but if you look off to the left there and to the right, see these boulders? They're just kind of sitting there. And you'll see more and more of these as we get closer. And it's the weirdest looking thing. And I really hope the video holds out. I really, really hope we have a high def signal going out to you guys. Oh, the camera moved. Dang it. Hang on, I'll tighten it up. So hopefully you'll see some of these. Oh, on the right side, the left side right now is a totally amazing boulders. And like I said, they're seemingly placed out of nowhere. They're just sitting there. And it's totally like something out of a movie or Disney World.
Totally?
Yeah. Totally. But look at that.
Like you got some that are just balancing.
They're just
balancing rocks.
Yeah, they're balancing. They're just sitting there. Totally amazing. Did I say totally enough?
I think so.
Okay. But they are, right? Look at that. It's just so cool. That is just so cool. It really is. Look at that. And they can see this. It does look like it's transmitting in high def.
Oh, that's good.
So we're getting off at the rest stop here. And unfortunately, the left side of the highway, the westbound lane is more scenery with the rocks than the right. Well, this is okay, but they're further away. But anyways, hopefully you'll see them and you'll see exactly what we mean. And we're getting ready to pull over. Hopefully we'll have
you
a
got
space.
some balancing rocks over there.
Yeah. We stopped on the way here. We stopped also when we showed you guys the rocks on the way here. We're hopefully going to find a space to pull in. Here you go.
Yep.
There's another
got
up
it.
there. Don't take that one.
I got it.
Wider.
I got it, love.
Okay.
I'm
I should know
good.
better. I know. And right in front of you are some giant balancing rocks.
See, that's why I chose this.
That's why you chose this. Pretty cool though, huh? Oh, there it is.
Rock.
Rock. What movie's that from? Come on, somebody has to know.
It's an older movie.
It's an older movie.
Nobody's answered that yet?
No, let me see. No, I don't see that anybody has answered
Did you
that
want me
yet.
to turn the engine off or leave it on?
You can leave it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. You can talk to these fine people if you want, and whatever. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute my microphone.
Yeah, there's not much to say. You can just enjoy the scenery, I guess. These rocks are pretty amazing. The first time we came out west, we stopped going westbound where there's certainly closer rocks. And we had our German Shepherd with us at the time. And so we had to get out on walker and stuff. And these rocks are just amazing. They're just towering over you. You just feel like a little ant with these rocks. It's amazing. Ah, yes, Ben, Claudia, Galaxy Quest. That is correct. Yep. Very good, Galaxy Quest. They got the movie. Galaxy Quest.
Yay! And somebody asked, I saw as we were pulling in, somebody asked if we have any regrets on our tattoos.
Oh, no.
No.
I love it.
No
I'm going to mute myself now and go to the restroom.
So yeah, we have no regrets on our tattoos. We're very pleased with them. Kind of cool, actually. Well, not kind of cool. We don't have any regrets. That's the answer that you're looking for, I guess. Brenda's just going to use the lavatory real quick, and then we're going to head out of here. And I'll be the one taking over driving. And so just kind of pointing the camera around here so you can kind of see where we are. And then as we pull forward, you'll see those big boulders right there. You'll see exactly what we mean. I'll turn the camera so you'll be able to see them as we go by. So I'm going to turn the camera more to the right so they'll be more in view as we go by for you. So just give us another minute and we'll be on our way. Oh, I got to change my microphone location. I'm going to meet you guys real quick here. Got to change my mic location because the seatbelt will catch on it.
Okay, I'm back online.
And I should be back online now. Well, not online. We never went offline. Microphone-wise, right? So what I told them is I turned the camera slightly to the right, so when we go out, they can see these rock formations up here to see what we're talking about.
Okay, cool.
And then when we get it back on the road and we can study, you can turn that little thing, the to loosen it, and you can turn that little.
Yep.
And then turn them back around to see our lovely faces. Okay, guys, so we're about to head out now, and you can see these giant rock formations. Just give me 1 second to check everything. Pressure's up, everything's up, fuel gauge good, depth is good. No warning lights anywhere, no beeping lights, all tire pressures look good, and now we're gonna go drive, remove parking brake, and pulling forward. And look can you check to my right, please?
You're good.
Okay, thank you. even though I can see in my mirrors, I can't see all the way out that way in my mirrors. So I'm going to go slow here so you can see these rock formations. They are pretty amazing. Now consider, when you look out, I mean, way out in the distance, there's a lot more of these. I mean, we're talking acres and acres and acres and acres, hundreds of acres of stuff like that. And that's just amazing to see just all around you. And they're taller than us. They're probably about 400-500 feet up. And they're just really cool. And they're just balancing like that. I mean, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that's why from the movie Galaxy Quest, as one of you got, that reminds us of that movie and rock. A
couple people got it.
Because that's in that movie, these little critters were saying that it's being translated into rock, and all of a sudden this rock monster comes out of these kind of rocks, exactly these kind of rocks. So that's why we call it rock.
Rock.
And it's one of our places that we usually stop because it's so unique and it reminds us of Tasha.
Yes, our German Shepherd. Although when we stopped with her, it was slightly snowing. I remember. Okay, I'm going to turn them back around now.
Yeah, we're stable at this point. Everything looks good, and I am locked in on cruise control.
Okay, everybody. You're going to go for a ride.
If you got vertigo, close your eyes.
There we go.
And that looks...
Does that look good?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess it looks good. Is it tight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super good.
Good. Literally not at a rest stop or anything, just pulled off the road. And not, we pulled off at an exit, obviously. We didn't want to do that. We wouldn't do that on the highway.
Yeah.
But we were in the middle of nowhere.
It's a little more difficult with a fifth wheel and stuff.
Just a reminder to some of you out there who are wondering why you can no longer see the front view, just be aware we have 2 other camera views that are currently live, and that is outsideourbubble.com. You can click on live cam and you can choose a dashboard view or a rear view. That semi is okay. Good.
Well, he's got a signal on too, though.
So in any case, outsideurbubble.com, click on live cam and you'll have a dashboard view or a rear camera view. No, the cameras are not in sync with what you're 7, which is the outdoor cams, and the indoor and the one that you're watching us on is being broadcast over, obviously, YouTube. But just so you're aware, there are 2 other cameras that are running, and one of them is the rear view of our coach, showing you our tow vehicle being towed behind us, and how that kind of works. Well, now you can see it, and you can see how stable it is back there. Our Jeep tows really, really well. You don't see it flopping back and forth or anything, which comes because people don't tie down their tongues, their hitch tongues with stabilizers. And if you don't use a stabilizer on your hitch tongue, then that vehicle that you're towing will literally go back and forth like bam, bam, bam. And that's not really good on your vehicle.
Getting back to the rest area,
yes,
somebody had asked us, when we stop at the rest areas, do we follow the signs for cars or for trucks? Or doesn't it matter? For us in our size, we're 45 feet, we're as big as a semi, we follow the truck signs always.
Always. Even through towns.
Yes. If you follow the car sign, you may get stuck. And there won't be anywhere for you to pull over at a rest area or anything if you follow the car signs, because they're just regular parking spots.
The beeping you're hearing is because I'm close to a semi. It's warning me that my braking distance is not very good. He's going slow and I got cars next to me, so I'm just waiting for him to get around me so I can pass the semi.
Well, there's no rush.
There's no rush, no. Didn't say there was. Currently have 150 miles to go. Oh, actually, yeah.
What is the name of the rest stop? Well, rest stops don't really have names. They have exit numbers. We just passed mile 326 going eastbound, so on I-10. So it's whatever that rest area was back there before 326.
We call it Rock.
We call it Rock, yes. What is your opinion on side view cameras? Yes or no?
We use them.
Definitely, yes.
Every major motor coach manufacturer of a large coach has them, and we do use them.
They come in very handy when you're changing lanes. At least for us, when you turn your signal on, the camera turns on so you can see the side of your coach.
And that would be the way that most coaches are configured.
Yeah.
We do, obviously, we use our main mirror, we use our bubble mirror to look at the close next to us, which is down the side of our coach. And then we also can glance down at the cameras to see the camera view, which is along the side of our coach.
That's why when I was like changing lanes, or when David changes lanes, you see us looking in our mirrors and down at our dash, because that's where our rear camera is. And then when you turn the signal on, that's where it shows the side camera.
Just be aware, we are out in the middle of nowhere right now, and so we're only as good as our cell phone signal. We boost 4GX.
One of our travel staples.
Yep. By the mountains.
Oh.
What town is that?
I want to say it's Wilcox. I don't think we've gone through Wilcox yet. Yep. Somebody had said that, Tina, you said that the live camera out the dash, there was no view. I just went there. It is streaming. Be aware that it stops after 3 minutes and you have to refresh that page. So you might just be looking at an older screen and you just have to refresh it.
Or her web browser doesn't support it.
Or her web browser doesn't support it. That's right.
Could have a blocker turned on or something like that. But it is working, right? Yeah.
Some people are saying the sound is out of sync.
The what?
The sound is out of sync.
If the sound is out of sync, the only thing I can do is stop the broadcast and restart it on the same feed.
For me.
Brenda says it's in sync for her, so I'd recommend clicking refresh on your browser page. Usually we don't have sound issues, sync issues at least.
Yeah, somebody says we went through a poor signal location, so that could have been it.
Yeah, if you reload your page, everything should sync back up. See, that just goes to show you we're only as good as the Verizon signal allows us to be. And we're doing everything we can to have the best signal.
Yep, now we're back in sync.
Honey, we're in sync. Oh, we're in sync.
As long as you don't start singing.
What am I going to sing about sync?
No, the band NSYNC.
Oh, God, no.
I don't know any of their songs offhand.
We're just in sync. Oh, forgot to say, cute alert. Sorry. Gag alert, something like that. I don't know. Excuse us as we eat pretzels. We're hungry.
Yeah.
Still got 144 miles thereabouts to go. So, yay, I guess. According to our system, we're supposed to arrive at 1:46 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, it's only 11:35 right now.
Yeah, 1:46 p.m. Mountain Time. We're supposed to arrive 2 hours and 11 minutes according to this. Whoa, that's my fault. So, right now it's kind of boring because we're not talking.
Yeah, Corey says about the audio sync. He said no matter how many times we reloaded the page, it was out of sync, but now it came back.
Huh.
Okay, Dan says not dollar-wise, percent-wise, how big of a hit do you anticipate taking when you get your new coach?
Since we have so many people wanting to buy our coach, I don't expect to take any hit. That sounds bad, but we'll take a hit, I'm sure, but I don't know what that's going to be. You take a hit as soon as you drive it off the lot, but we literally have like 12 people on a list who would like to buy our Motorcoach. And got to remember all the updates we did to our coach. I have no idea what the hit would be at all. Basically, what we look to do when we try to do it, when we try to make our deals and everything, as long as we stay in the same budget, and budget's not the right word. Say we're paying $1,200 a month mortgage right now on this. We try to stay around the same thing. And as long as we do, it's a budget, yeah. And as long as we do, then to us it's just, reoccurring. We don't ever expect to pay one of these off. No reason to. The market's doing too well and our interest rate on this so low that we don't ever anticipate paying this off.
Yeah. Tennessee Traveler said the NSYNC song, bye, bye, bye.
You want us to leave? Okay. Bye, bye, bye. Only kidding.
Bob from Eastern PA. Have we looked into using Garmin Basecamp for Mac to custom route the GPS? It takes time to learn, but it works pretty well. We have not. We've heard a couple people use that, but we haven't really looked into it.
I don't see the point. I push the button, tell it where I want to go, and it routes me.
Mr. B says our house lights are on. Not sure if we know. You might be looking at an older feed because, yeah, when David was doing the tour, he turned the lights on. But when we stopped at the rest area, we turned them all off.
Yeah, reload your page.
They're all off right now.
Reload your page, you'll catch up in time. Or don't. If you do reload your page, you're going to miss what we had said after that. But if you don't, you'll just pick up where you're left off right now. But if you reload, you'll catch up to us in real time if you want to, or close to real time.
Tennessee Traveler says, hope you have Uberfest next year. Hope to have my new coach by then.
As of now, we're planning on doing so. Never know what happens during the year, though. Last year we had a really terrible year.
Weather-wise.
Throughout the year. Weather-wise,
well, yeah.
people, family-wise, stuff like that. So right now, the plan is to still have it next year.
Yeah.
In fact, I already told the band the date.
Founder with Chris wants to know, do you guys ever come to the pit I live in called Southern California?
Once.
We did it once. It's just so crowded. The streets and everything is just so crowded that we just did not prefer it. So we have no desire really to go back unless we need to go back for something.
Sorry, no thank you. But then again, you called it a pit, so. Hey, you know what I find really funny is that if you look at, so I pre-made these events for the next 3 days on YouTube, so people would be alerted that they're coming up, and they can subscribe to it and be alerted, and reminded that we're going to go live, which is cool. However, I don't understand this. It kind of ceases to amaze me that we had a person, and I think it's still one person, give us a thumbs down on every one of the videos, every one of the upcoming videos, even though we haven't transmitted yet.
There's no video up there yet.
There's no video.
How can you do it a thumbs down?
I guess they just don't like us. That's the only thing. They just give us a thumbs down, and for the sake of giving us a thumbs down. Makes no sense, because what happens if we do something that they really, really like, and they'll never know it. It always seems that within posting a video, any video, it seems that within 5 minutes,
that we get thumbs down on something we haven't even posted.
Haven't even broadcasted yet.
The up and coming broadcast. I mean, there's nothing there yet.
We swear it's the same person.
And I'm thinking, if you really have these thumbs down and it really bothers you, then why are you subscribed in the first place?
Yeah. Makes 0 sense.
RV Legal Eagles and Paws, it's an interesting name, wants to know if we've ever camped near Plattsburgh, New York. No, we have not. We're from Western New York.
Hey, honey.
What?
Hey, we get jerky up. I'm gonna get a jerk.
Fresh jerky.
Sorry. I know. I say it every time. I know. Never gets old, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Never mind. Sorry. New York.
Out west, there's a lot of people that make homemade beef jerky
Look,
and stuff.
more fresh jerky. Right over there.
So you get these billboards that just say fresh jerky, truck parking, exit here, and it just
and the best part about
your mind just goes somewhere else.
No, but the best part, tell them the best part. The best part is there's usually an adult bookstore right next door.
Yeah.
So I swear the signs are not there for the fresh jerky. I swear they're there for the adult stores, and there's fresh jerky going on. Anyways, I think it's funny when you pass it. There's the adult store right next to it.
Tennessee Traveler says, thumbs up here. And Dan says, we like you. There's always a few in every crowd. Jamie says, they're lost. You're my reference when it comes to RVing. Tom's Corner wants to know if we've ever gone to Alaska. We have gone to Alaska on a cruise ship.
Not a motor. Not
motorhoming though. What?
Yeah.
I just said that.
And I just said it too. We talked at the same time.
Okay.
Because we're in sync, remember?
I think you were just talking over me.
Fine. You're a bitch.
Eat more pretzels.
You're a bitch.
Do you need more coffee? I really think you need to up it to 3
Hey, by the
cups.
way, just so you know, I'm not really calling her a bitch. That is also a line from a movie.
I'm going to go to the cashew clusters.
That is also a line from a movie, and she does the same thing to me.
Yes, I do.
What movie is that one from? That's going to be a tough one.
Do you know?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good, because I don't remember.
If you mute, I believe I do. I'm almost positive I do. You mute?
Well, we'll see if somebody comes up with it. You can say whether it's true or not.
I'm almost positive, 100%. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to turn my mic off and tell you very quietly so they don't hear me. I don't know if you'll find it. It is a John Cusack movie. John Cusack is in it.
Okay, I'm unmuted now.
Am I unmuted?
I don't know. Yes.
I know it's a John Cusack movie. I don't know if you'll find that line because it's said by a little kid too. Anyways, so now Brenda's doing research, not reading whatever you're talking about. We are out in the middle of nowhere right now. I do not see any towers or anything that I can visually see. So, you know, we're as good as our data.
Surprise. There's a lot of movie quotes with "you're a bitch."
No, that's the way it's said, though.
I know. I can't do that on Google, though. I can't do an inflection.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, well.
Good try.
Yeah, someone says they think you need more coffee. Corey said that.
You're probably right, Corey. For those of you who don't know, Corey is a follower who is a high schooler going to college, taking
just
college
turned 18.
courses.
Happy
Just
birthday.
turned 18. And he's been following us for a long time because he wants to be a traveling nurse. And so he's learning all he can about RVing as he's going to school to become a nurse, because what he wants to do is become a traveling nurse. And I think I commend him big time for that. And there's actually a big need for that too around the country. So I think he's picking a very good career, a very fulfilling career, and one that allows him to travel the country and see this great country of ours. So once again, like the other day when you weren't online, Corey, we are commending you for your efforts, young man. I probably just
Now
made
you
his
sound
day.
old.
Yeah, I know, young man. I do. Oops.
Somebody's asking, was it from The Wedding Singer?
Oh,
I think
yes,
it was.
I think it was, yes.
I'm going to say yes.
Yes,
Tennessee
yes.
Traveler, you win.
I believe it was The Wedding Singer, and that's from the same movie that's, it's a cone!
It's a cone!
It's a cone! So yes.
Yeah, we quote that one a lot.
Kudos.
Joan wants to know if we have dates for Uberfest 2019 yet. We will.
We do.
I can't recall them offhand, but we will.
I sent Thomas the date on my phone on my text.
Yeah?
So you can backdate from there if you wanted to look. It's in January. How's that? First part, I think it's the second week of January. I did text Thomas the date so he could book it. Currently traveling along at 70 miles an hour, which reminds me, if you go to our OutsiderBubble.com and click on live cam, there's two cameras, a front and a rear view. Below that is a GPS tracker showing
Uberfest for 2019. Notes from Neptune will be playing Saturday, January.
the band starts at 6 and goes until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Come one, come all. It's free, you just have to bring firewood.
Yep.
For those of you wondering why we don't have music playing anymore like we used to, we'd play music in the background, and sometimes I would air drum and sing along
Somebody
or whatever.
mentioned the air drums.
Yeah, I don't have it on anymore because Google hears all that and they flag it all for copyright infringement. YouTube, excuse me, Google, YouTube hears all of that and they tag it for copyright infringement, and then the video is no longer allowed to. They make money on our videos then. The people whose songs even if it's just a clip of a song. Like we got flagged for one that was like 8 seconds. You could clearly hear 8 seconds of the song, and we got flagged for it. At Uberfest when we did the concert, the band, the first set of the band, they played Hotel California. Well, we were live streaming it. It was unplayable in the US because they played the song Hotel California. So I actually had to go in and I removed the first set altogether from the video so we can have at least the second set online. And I also did that because the first set, the audio wasn't that great. But it was just amazing to me that I went to play it and it says, can't be played back in your country. And I looked it up and I'm like, Hotel California cannot be played as a cover in the United States. What the hell's up with that?
Okay, got a few questions. John Walker says, let's talk a little bit about LED light strips. But I don't know what he wants us to talk about because he didn't say. Somebody else says, ditto on the LED light strips. I guess...
What are you asking?
I guess the LED light strips and the awning and stuff?
I don't know. Could be anything. We got LEDs all over the place and there's light strips. I don't know.
So please clarify on that. Will you ever travel with a dog again? Yes, at some point we will. We haven't gotten another dog because we've got the 2 cats and they're pretty set in their ways right now. And
they wouldn't, Whisper would not, they both wouldn't be happy with us.
Yeah, they wouldn't be happy with us. And quite honestly, once they go, we want to do more traveling, like maybe go over to Europe and do some river cruises or something. So we don't like to board our animals when we travel, so we're gonna wait. David wants to know, what is your favorite place in the state of Washington? Well, David, we haven't gotten to the state of Washington quite yet, because that's really something I think we need to do in the summertime. And in the summertime right now, we're kind of locked into staying in Western New York at our seasonal lot because we take care of family.
Yeah.
So
we're not locked in per se, but we
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan wants to know, would you get better gas mileage if you traveled 55 rather than 70?
Yes, because there's less wind resistance on your windshield forcing you back. So yeah, the more speed you go, the more resistance you're going to encounter, and thus the more fuel you're going to burn to try to keep that speed. So yes.
Have you ever tried a tow dolly rather than flat tow? What are your feelings on a tow dolly versus flat tow?
When we were researching this in regards to what we wanted to pull, we quickly discovered, well, okay, now this is all opinion.
Yes.
Opinion.
Opinion.
Got to state that, it seems, because last time I said something like this, somebody went ballistic on me. But in any case, this is our opinion. Most of what we say is our opinion anyway, so it doesn't matter. Any case, it does matter. Anyways, when we first started looking into this, we saw how long it took somebody to connect the tow dolly, and then how long it took them to unconnect the tow dolly, and then they had to do something with that tow dolly, be it back up into a spot with it on or take it off and move it. We quickly discovered we did not want to deal with that. Same thing as a trailer. We don't want to pull a trailer because, again, the amount of time it takes to do something, and you have to be able to do something with that trailer. So to us, flat towing was the solution. And yes, when we first started RVing, we had to buy a new vehicle that we could flat tow because the vehicle we had was not flat towable. So we bought a new vehicle that we could flat tow just for that reason. So between using a tow dolly and flat towing, we will always flat tow. We can actually disconnect and connect our vehicle in under 3 minutes without issue. When we're watching a tow dolly person hook up their vehicle, we've seen people take a half hour or more. I know you can do it faster if you have one. I know you're probably saying, oh, it doesn't take me that long. I know that, probably does, but I'm just saying that we were watching people and they were not new. They were people that's been around for a while doing RVing, and it took them a half hour to get the tow dolly hooked up and then the car to the tow dolly, blah, blah, blah. So that's our thought on tow dollies.
Okay. Getting back to the LED strips, John says, we have them, so what brand? Because they've got like the boogie lights out there, whatever.
God. Sorry. Sorry.
Your opinion.
In my opinion, boogie lights are over costly, over expensive, way outblown, and they're catering to the RV people because the RV people don't know better for the most part. So they're making their money, in our opinion, based on, you know, hey, look we have this complete kit, here you go, and it's easy to use, when you can go to Amazon, buy a 16.4 foot strip of LEDs for like $17 and a Wi-Fi RGB controller for like $17 and control 2 strips with that one Wi-Fi controller.
And it's the 4 colors.
And it's full colors, RGB spectrum,
yeah.
So you can do any color you want. And it costs literally, I'll say $35 max. So all you do is you run 12 volt to the Wi-Fi controller, and then coming off the Wi-Fi controller, it's 4 wires, and those 4 wires run to the LED strip, and the LED
There's
strip
currently light traffic on your route.
and the LED strip is then controlled from your cell phone, as long as, you know, if you have Wi-Fi in your coach. If you don't have Wi-Fi in your coach, then you would want to use an RF controller. And the RF controller, again, is nothing more than a 16.4 foot of LED lights and a little controller that's about that big that plugs into the end of it, that you then supply 12 volts to. It comes with a little RF remote, and then you can control your lights that way. So the boogie lights, in our opinion, my opinion, I looked at them because somebody sent me a link one time asking me about them.
They're really expensive.
And I said, what? Really? That much money for that? All of our lights, literally all of our lights on this coach, and we have a lot of them. If you go and watch our last concert video out in Uberfest, our lighting, our LED lighting, was the lighting for the show. So that gives you an idea of how good these things are, and they've been on the coach since 2014. And we use Magic Light. I think that's what it is. The brand is on Amazon. I believe it's Magic Light, Magic LED or something like that. And it comes in they come in a black bag, and they're RGB LEDs. And they come in 16.4 foot strips. So I hope that helps.
Marcelo from Argentina is checking in.
Hey, Marcelo, Argentina, hello.
Tennessee Traveler wants to know if we did any off-roading with our Jeep or UTV while in Quartzsite. We did not, because we were hosting the big Uberfest.
Yeah, we were very busy in Quartzsite.
But there is a lot of trails out there for that. Yeah, Claudia says they have a 2016 smart car, and now they just need to find a motorhome. And Mercedes provided flat tow instructions. Yeah, we've seen people flat tow the smart cars.
It looks funny if you have a big coach.
Well, it does, because it's such a little car and a big coach.
A little car, if you got a 45-foot coach and you put a little smart car behind it, it looks really funny. Cute funny. Cute funny.
Robert wants to know, did you guys consider any other makes besides Tiffin? I'm considering the Tiffin and the Thor.
Go to outsideourbubble.com, outsideourbubble.com. Up at the search at the top right, type in now ordered, N-O-W, ordered, and you'll find the link for when we ordered our Tiffin and the reason we ordered the Tiffin. And we also list 2 other manufacturers that were being considered at the time. Just so you're aware, we visited every major manufacturer before choosing Tiffin to manufacture our coach for us. And we did visit Thor also. So nothing against Thor, nothing against anybody who has a Thor. They make a good product, but they weren't at the caliber of a product that we were looking for to live full time in. And that's just us. Again, that's just us. We're not trying to come off.
And as we say, the key is to find the floor plan that works for you too.
Yeah, the key is definitely floor plan related, that's for sure. And price point. A floor plan and a price point you can live with, that's for sure.
Mr. Biggie says, I was looking at Southwood's website map, and it looks like they only have 2 sites to rent RV-type campers that are already there. Would you happen to know if that's true offhand?
Huh? What?
I
don't understand.
There's 2. I thought that was a pretty straightforward question. He was looking at the Southwoods website.
Southwoods RV Resort?
Yes.
Okay.
And they only have 2 sites that what's confusing is the two sites that you're looking at,
Whoa, he almost got us.
yeah, we need to get around.
I am. He
It's
almost,
the wind.
he almost clipped us. Okay.
The two sites that you're seeing, Mr. Biggie, are park models. They have permanent park models there that you can rent, but they also have RVs that you can rent, and they'll put them on any of their open sites. How many? Do you recall how many RVs they have to rent? Like 5, I think. 8, something like that.
I'm still not sure that was the question.
Okay, I was looking at Southwood's website map. Okay, and it looks like they only have 2 sites to rent RV type campers.
Oh, to rent RV type campers.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a straightforward question.
No, I didn't.
Would you happen to know if that's true?
And if you go to their website, go to rates, and you'll see. If you look down, you'll see the ones that Brenda just mentioned, the park models and the campers for rent.
Yeah. So the 2 park models are permanently on those sites, but the RVs that you can rent, they'll put them on, a site for you. And they have 5 or 8 or something of those.
Smaller ones. They're smaller rigs, like they're little Pumas or what have you.
Somebody wants to know, they're going to Newfoundland this July
Yes,
and August.
Newfoundland.
What are your top 3 must-sees or do's? That's so hard because
That's really hard.
the whole, I almost said country, but it's not a country, it's Canada.
Yeah.
The whole Providence, or whole island of Newfoundland is beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But you're doing it right. You said you're going to be there July and August, so
Great.
take your time.
You'll be amazed as you travel around how the lands change.
It does change.
How the terrain changes, and it changes quickly. It's kind of really, it's like you're in a totally different state in the U.S., like out in the West or out in the East.
Yeah, you could just go around the corner and it's different.
Yeah. You would want to make sure, and you'll find all these things out there, but definitely where the Vikings lived and they came ashore.
All the way north.
All the way north where the Vikings came ashore and they lived. You want to go look at the Viking settlement that was there. That was really cool.
Oh, and that was neat. There's that town there where we were there in July and August, and you're out there in t-shirts and jeans. And
there's icebergs.
Yeah, and they have giant icebergs floating in the bay. So that's pretty cool to see.
They were just there at the time. It's not like they put them there.
It's not a tourist thing, yeah.
No. But it was really cool because they had broken off really big pieces and they were right there, right in front of us. It was so surreal.
I also, one of my highlights was the Grosse Morne National Park and that whole, what was that place that we went to where they had there's only 2 places in the entire world where the Earth's plates come up out of the ground.
And that was one of them.
And it was one of them. It was on the west side of Newfoundland by Grosse Morne National Park. I don't think it was in the park, but it was by there. You'll have to Google that one. That one was pretty interesting. That's a really neat hike.
That was something out of a sci-fi show.
Yes.
It was really neat. It's where the world basically, I'm going to say the world, comes together.
The 2 plates.
The plates come together and they push up and they
push
make
up
this
to the surface.
valley kind of, it's amazing.
It's really neat.
It's totally amazing.
We have a lot of blog posts on Newfoundland. If you just go to outsideurbubble.com.
Type in Newfoundland.
You'll see a whole bunch. You'll see David had a GoPro camera suction cup to our windshield when we were getting on the ferry. And
you
can see us board the ferry with our motorhome.
You can see us getting on the ferry and off.
That was our 2008 Tourmaster motorhome, which was a 43 foot. So it was still a big one. But you'll like that.
Wow, a lot of wind. Woo!
Ben says he's taking delivery of a new Tiffin Breeze in a few weeks. Watch some of the build. First RV. Anything specific you recommend checking during PDI?
It's hard to say. Depending on who built the coach and when. You'll
know it if you see it.
Yeah,
you'll know if something's not right.
There's nothing in particular to pay attention for or to, because people are people. Mistakes are made. They're all humans building these things. So I can't think of anything on a Breeze one way or the other. My biggest thing I think I would make sure, and it's going to sound strange, but make sure your door works properly. The door that opens and closes, your entry door. Make sure that door is seated properly and fits properly, because we have seen in those types, and even ours had an issue with that, where when they're building it, something happens and the door jamb or whatever gets torqued, and then the doors just don't seal quite right.
Yeah.
So I would check for that for sure.
Robert says, you guys are making a true Bostonian leave the city life. It's from Boston. From Boston.
Boston. We're out in the middle of nowhere, guys. Go to outsidebubble.com, click on live cams, select the dashboard view. You'll see we're out in the middle of nowhere, and then below it, look at the map, and then you'll be able to see that we're literally out in the middle of nowhere on the map. 26 that we like better than this one, and at this point no one has.
Yeah. Floor plan is key.
Floor plan is a personal choice, so somebody might own a Tiffin and they're like, well, we love our floor plan and we just got our coach. That's great. Floor plan is a personal choice, and our personal choice is the 45 LP over whatever else they have produced after this so far. It's just a personal choice.
Somebody wants to know if you can rent an RV for 6 months.
Sure.
There's lots of places where you can rent RVs.
It's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you to rent it for 6 months, but yeah, it's possible.
Some Class A coach owners actually, if you want a large coach, Class A coach owners, they will rent their RVs to individuals. I would personally never do such a thing, but they do.
Some people do, yeah.
So do a search online for renting, like if you want a Class A, renting a Class A Motorcoach or something like that, and you'll find websites that cater to that. It's kind of like an Airbnb or something like that. They'll match you up to your needs.
I see Corey just answered the question that Tony asked what happened to our dashboard because he saw all the tape.
Oh.
So Corey just answered him. We put black gaffer tape on to stop the light from reflecting on the camera.
Smarter than your average bear. I did a Yogi reference. See, we're going to be going to Jellystone Park. Get it?
We're not going to
Jellystone I know, but we will be.
We will be.
We'll be in Burleson.
But not right now.
Oh, by the way, for those of you on the road going through Texas or gonna be going through Texas, Burleson, Texas is just south of...
It's just 20 minutes south of Fort Worth.
Yeah, just to give you an
It's
idea.
in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but 20 minutes south of Fort Worth on 35.
Just to give you an idea of where Burleson is, because nobody seems to know where Burleson is. Any case, if you're coming through there, you can mention us outside our bubble, and if we're there at the time, which we will be there for like a month and a half, I forgot when we're arriving, but anyways, you can get 25% off your stay.
We're not arriving there until like February 8th or 9th or something.
We won't be arriving there until February, but if you mention us, they'll give you a discount on your stay. If we happen to be there, they'll give you a 25% discount on your stay. And if we're not there, I think they do 10% or something like that. And understand, I know the owner of the park, and I do the Wi-Fi for the park. I designed the Wi-Fi system for that very large park.
So it does work.
So it works, yeah.
So here's a strange question.
It works until it doesn't.
Here's a strange question. Kevin says, "Hi guys, love your channel. Lots of fun to watch. Do you like Taco Bell?"
Why?
Do you own a franchise?
Do you own a franchise?
No, Taco Bell is Taco Bell. We don't really do a lot of chain restaurants.
I can't even remember.
Fast food.
Excuse me. I can't even remember the last time we had Taco Bell. Actually, we used to eat it all the time.
The last time we had Taco Bell was probably when we were coming back from a gig that David played in upstate New York, he plays with a band up there, and sometimes he gets out at 12 or 1 in the morning, and he just
Gotta
want
eat
a
something.
taco.
Gotta eat something. I had tequila all night long, and I have to have a taco.
Well, it's Mexican. That goes.
Excuse me, I'm eating.
Hershey Motorhome
Whatever.
says, would you like some water?
Yeah.
Hershey Motorhome says, do you try to schedule your travel depending on the weather at all? Like if it's going to rain, do you push back a day?
We try. I do not like driving in the rain at all for 2 reasons. 1, we don't like driving in the rain. 2, it messes up your coach.
Yeah. Yeah, your coach is going to get really dirty from all the road grime. Sometimes it's just not possible.
Yeah.
You know?
We tried. If we don't have to be somewhere right away or something like that, yeah, we will look at the weather out, and try to not drive when it's adverse weather.
Yeah, Tennessee Traveler says there's some good PDI checklists on the Tiffin Motorhome forum site. I think somebody came up with a checklist or something.
Well, we're 99 miles to our destination currently. For those of you just joining us and have no idea what you're watching, true, right? Some
Yes.
people might just come across us and like, what the heck is this?
Yep.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know who we are and come across us and are going, what are we watching? I'm David,
And I'm Brenda.
and we're from OutsideOurBubble.com. We're a travel blog and a YouTube channel, obviously. We do all types of reviews and whatever we think might help the RVer. We don't make money doing this.
I was going to say, we only do reviews on things that we use and buy.
Yes, we don't make money doing this. We do reviews on things that we buy and use. If we use it, we figure somebody else who has an RV might like it also, so we might do a video on it. We have over 250 videos online, and then this year, when we left upstate New York, we started doing these live travels, which we thought was kind of unique.
For some reason, people like to watch us driving down the road.
And you get to answer.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. But you get to also ask questions live if you're traveling with us. So, if you're not watching this live right now, today's date is...
Today is Sunday, January 28th, and it is 12:14 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, so if you're watching this not on that time or day, don't ask a question in the comments like, hi from so-and-so, because we're not there. We're not currently watching it live. We get that a lot, by the way. If you do put questions or whatever in the comments, we do reply. But in any case, we're driving in a 2014 Tiffin Allegro Bus.
I have to tell you what I'm laughing later. Go ahead.
Model 45 LP. We're 42,000 pounds loaded right now as we are. We're pulling 3,600 pounds, or excuse me, 5,600 pounds behind us, a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I think that's the weight. And with that back there, we are 64 feet long in length. We get on average 7.5 miles to the gallon normally. Today we're only getting 6.3 based on going directly into the wind, which sucks. And
it is what it is. We don't buy these for fuel economy.
No, you don't buy it for, yeah. And if you're wanting to see a front view or a rear view of what we see, you can go to OutsideOurBubble.com, click on live cam, and you'll see a dashboard view or a rear view. You can click on either one of those, get what you want, and below that is a GPS tracker showing you exactly where we are. If you click on the little icon of our motorhome, you'll get telemetry information such as our speed, our course, our altitude, and what have you. In any case, there's the lowdown of who we are and what the hell you're actually watching.
Okay, back to some questions. Wild and Free RV must just be tuning in because they're saying, Brenda, question about license. You both drive the RV. Oh, I read that as, do you both drive the RV? Sorry. You both drive the RV. Do you both have CDL licenses? Is it even needed? The license, yes, we both drive the RV. No, neither of us have a CDL license. The license all depends on what state you're from, where your domicile is.
They dictate if you need a CDL or not.
Yes. When we first started traveling, we were New Yorkers from Western New York, and requirement there was if it's 26,000 pounds or more and it's a recreational vehicle,
non-commercial,
you have to have a Class R license, and you have to take a written test and a driven test, which we did. Now we're domiciled in Florida because we sold our house up there, so now we're Florida residents. Florida has no driver's license restrictions at all. You can walk in, buy a giant Motorcoach, and drive out without knowing anything about it.
Scary.
Some states do require CDLs that are non-commercial CDLs. Some, it all depends on the state. Corey wants to know if we've looked at the Wayfarer Class C that Tiffin is making and what's our thoughts on them.
Yes, Brenda did.
Yeah, I walked into one when we were in Quartzsite. There's an RV dealership out there. And so I'm like, I've never been in a Wayfarer. Let me go check it out.
Nowhere. Okay, stream resumed, it looks like. Looks like our stream just got resumed. I don't know where we got cut off, but I happened to look down and see that we were, the Mevo was telling us that we were disconnected. And so I don't know where Brenda was when she was talking that we might have got disconnected.
Just let us know. We'll catch up.
Just let us know. We'll catch up again.
So Kevin, I was chuckling because Kevin said, sorry for the silly question about Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Because he's with a bunch of teenagers.
Oh.
So he says, thanks for answering. They thought it was cute that you answered.
It's kind of 51 years old. We like Taco Bell. But now that we're older, we tend to not go to chain places for some reason.
We like mom and pop restaurants.
We like mom and pop, and especially when you're traveling, because then you get a taste of the environment, the taste of the culture
yeah.
that you're in. So you go to the mom and pop places for the experience. So if you go to a chain restaurant, be it a Taco Bell or whatever, you don't have. But as Brenda said,
all night long.
Yeah,
then,
so I
Taco Bell is pretty
I might
good.
say, I feel like a taco right about now. And if we find a Taco Bell, we'll stop.
Okay, so we cut off right when I started talking about the Wayfarer.
Okay.
So the Wayfarer, yes.
Nice
I walked
floor.
into
Yeah.
one. It was very nice. I liked the colors that they had. They had the laminate flooring that looked like wood plank flooring, and that was done nicely. They had the little pop out in the back, so you get more room in the bed.
No data at all right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like it got resumed again. Looks like, guys, we're going through a pretty bad area for 4G right now. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. For those of you following along on our live GPS map, you can see that. And so we're only as good as the data can give us. We know we're dropping out, can't help it, nothing we can do about it. We just keep rolling and rolling. Sorry, you're right. Ride. Anyways, we keep going and sooner or later it reconnects. And I think that would be really funny if, somebody did that. Any Western? And we kicked into Rawhide. I think that would be a riot.
That'd be funny.
From the Blues Brothers.
So Whisper decided to join us. He's 19 years old, by the way, and he just jumped from the couch to the chair in midair as we're going 70 miles an hour down the road. Anyway, this one guy says, I booked 2 nights at Jellystone in May. I will stream Netflix all night to test your Wi-Fi installation.
Oh,
LOL.
no, you won't. We will block you, Netflix.
He was joking.
We don't, actually, Netflix in regards to Jellystone Park, currently, because it's out of season, we are actually, we give you, so you are actually able to stream Netflix on the system. We can tell if you're streaming Netflix for sure. We discourage people from doing so, but right now we allow it because of we're out of season. So, and we have fiber coming into the park. That park currently has 122 access points in it. At this point, we allow 8 meg. You're aware because I use commercial grade gear. I used Ubiquiti Unify system. I could actually go in and block certain types of data streams, such as Netflix or YouTube or whatever. I can actually set the system not to allow that protocol. Hey, we're entering New Mexico right now. We're about to cross over state lines.
Welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment, right?
Right?
Now.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Where are you? Okay. Yay!
Okay.
New Mexico. So anyways, we may slow it down, obviously, at that time when we have a lot more people in the park. So just a heads up on that.
Okay, here's a good question, getting back to that. Latata asks, have you guys ever used the waterless car wash system like Aero Cosmetics, especially in an area where you can't wash with water?
I used to use Aero Cosmetics on our old coach. I do not use it on this coach. What I do now is I use deionized water. First off, Aero Cosmetics was a nice product for the other coach. I stopped using it I didn't use it on this coach because when you go up and down with that microfiber cloth, you will leave marks on your clear coat with it. As soft as you think it might be, you're going to get marks. So I try never to touch the coach unless I have to, and when I do, I use a pressure washer, which is built into the coach, and use deionized water to spray it off so it dries spot free. But with that said, if I needed to use something on our coach to waterless wash the coach, I'm now using a different product that uses a couple gallons of water and an ounce of this liquid, mix it together, and you just put it on, and then you use with a microfiber, and then you use a dry microfiber, go right over it and take it right back off. So anyways, used to use it, don't use it. Not sure if we are connected.
Yep. Oh, there's Corey saying yes, or somebody saying yes, the Wayfarer is diesel, it's just not a diesel pusher.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Nor had I ever heard that it was diesel. You would think they would be promoting that.
Yeah. Well, we never really looked into it, though.
That's true. We never looked at Class C. That's true.
Oh, getting back.
That's true. We never looked at Class C. That's true.
Oh, getting back to the weights, the factory has, the weights and everything listed, so it's unloaded, because they don't know how you're going to load it.
Yeah.
So it's unloaded, just the regular, what you call curb weight.
Man, we are nowhere. Really hope our data's working.
Rawhide, I'm up for a sing-along from you two.
Head them up, move them out.
122 APs, wowzers.
Yeah, and I'm putting more in. That's why we're going back there in a few weeks.
Expanding their park.
They're expanding their park. And a tank,
rocks.
Look, tank.
Oh.
You never know when you're going to need a tank.
Okay, there was a TV quote.
Oh yeah, never know when
you're going to need a tank.
What's that from?
I know what that from.
I know you would.
I was looking at the pretty pink rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be going back to Burleson, the North Texas Jellystone Park, and the reason we're going back there is for me to expand the Wi-Fi system. And I'm doing it right. I'm having them run fiber to where I need it to go before I start those access points. So I'll be fiber from the main switch out to the remote area, and then from there I'll branch out with the access points. If you're going to do it right if you can. Sometimes it's very, very hard to run new hard lines to places.
Yeah.
These guys happen, since they're expanding their park, they're digging ditches and stuff. I said, perfect opportunity.
Nobody's really mentioning anything.
No.
Tennessee Traveler says Winnebago is censoring your Tiffin comments. LOL. Smile for those who know the history.
I think the lesson there is that Winnebago cannot censor my comments.
Yes.
That's the lesson there.
Tom's Corner says, you get tired driving in a straight line all day. Hey,
Yes.
a bend. Woo woo.
Right now, if you can see out our window, we are on the straightest road ever.
It's a straight line.
It goes so straight, you cannot even see the end.
And this is why you see the big sign. If you're looking at our front camera, you'll see all these yellow signs. We're in a dust storm area, and they actually close the highways in this area because, as you can see, there's nothing around but dry land.
In a dust storm, pull off roadway, turn vehicle off, feet off brakes. This is what the signs say. Stay buckled up. This is so, I guess, if somebody rams you from the back, they will push you forward off your brakes.
Yeah.
Which is actually better. If you get hit from behind, you don't want to be on your brakes because then you're turning yourself more into a wall than something that can give and lighten the impact. But yep, when you're in an area that...
Tennessee Traveler got it. Jericho.
Yes, Jericho. Never know when you're going to need a tank.
Yep.
Opens up the garage door. You got a tank? Yeah. Never know when you're going to need a tank.
That's a good show. I wish they didn't cancel that.
That was a good show.
Right, Whisper? You liked it.
We're 77 miles to our destination currently.
As Adam says, good afternoon, Bot family. Well, Adam, good afternoon. You're joining us a little late.
But he is joining us live.
He is joining us live. We've only got 77 miles left. So you can join us for 77 miles.
Or not. It's kind of boring. I think it is amazing the number of people that actually watch our trip.
Yeah.
And then they play it back. We've had people write us that they've played our other trips back in its entirety.
Yeah.
They put it on and they kind of just watch it in the background and listen to us talk. It's kind of interesting.
It's funny.
Oh, there's a blacked out Jeep. I like that blacked out Jeep.
Hey, you know, I just saw on Google News or something, they have this new Jeep. Of course, it's only available in Europe, but it was a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it was really nice, all blacked out, no chrome on it at all.
Oh, nice.
Around the windows and everything was all blacked out. It looked really sharp. I don't know why they wouldn't do that here. Why not have the option? Somebody wants to know if we can see the curvature in long roads like this.
Curvature? If you mean of the earth, no.
No, it's just basically a long straight road, and it looks like it runs right into the mountain.
Yeah, it goes right down to a pinch point because you can't see any further with your eyes. It just kind of just pinches right down to nothing.
Bill and Cindy are chiming in. Hi, guys.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Cindy.
Greetings from Gila Bend. They took a detour to Yuma. That's okay. You're allowed. Adam says, the last live stream I asked what was the status of your fuel gauge. Not sure.
We're good.
You saw that.
Yep, we're good. Our fuel gauge is working properly.
Yeah.
For those of you wondering what he's referring to, I had another tank. Cool. It's not every day you see a tank on the back of a semi going down the road. It's kind of neat. Anyways, for those of you... Squirrel! We had our fuel gauge go wonky on us, and I ended up having to... Tiffin sent me a replacement sending unit, and I ended up putting it in when we got to our destination, and it's been working fine ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. Bill says, yeah, you can make any vehicle blacked out with several cans of Krylon. So you're getting hair all over me.
Oh, no. Careful, Whisper.
Whisper's going to join you on the dash for
He
some reason.
He won't. The fan will get him. Get him. He won't.
I'm going to put the computer down. Come here, buddy. Come here.
That's unusual for him to jump up there.
Yeah. I don't know why that was, but I wanted to make sure he didn't fall.
When I saw him look over and get the fan got him, he wasn't going to go any further with the air.
He wasn't too sure what that was.
It's
like, what? Okay. We're more interesting to watch than 207 of the channels I get from cable.
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny. There's a whisper in the camera.
Hey, we're not even actors. We're not even actors. We just play one on the internet.
All right.
I know what's really going on. These people are just watching in case something happens. They get to see it happen in real time. It's just like, you know, you watch car races to see the wrecks.
Adam says, yes, I'm late, but I haven't missed a broadcast since you left New York.
Oh, wow. Hey, after our first trip from New York, the first 3 stops, you got to admit, we did much better if I hurried up and I bought these professional lapel mic systems. Audio since then has been totally awesome compared,
it's been much better.
Compared to our first 3 trips to Texas.
Good afternoon from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Hello.
Somebody said, Cal0153 says, we're in Quartzsite right now. Definitely better than cable. Would rather pay to watch this than cable, Corey says. Real reality TV. Tennessee Traveler says, bot style.
Bot style?
Oh, look, we're better than the Kardashians.
Oh. Only in looks. But I'm bump. Sorry, that was funny. That was my attempt at humor.
Corey says, I think David has said in every broadcast that we watch waiting for something to happen.
Well, that's the only reason. I don't know. It's just I don't want anything ever to happen, obviously.
Oh, thank you, Robert. Robert said he just sent you down the interstate with $20 on your blog.
Oh.
Thank you for what you do and how you keep us all informed. Hope more people are helping you out.
Well, Robert, here is your $20 worth of interstate. Okay, now it's over. Thank you very much for that. When it comes to diesel fuel, you know, you don't go very far. Right now we're doing 6.3 miles to the gallon.
Are we really?
Yeah, that's it. We're going dead into the wind.
6.3. I thought you said 3.6.
No, 6.3 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's still bad.
We don't do this for a living. Thank you very much, first off, for that.
Yes.
That was very kind of you. We don't do this for a living. We do this to help others. And we're doing these live streams not only to help others with questions, but it kind of helps pass the time.
Yeah, it does.
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! They did not say anything about uneven road.
That was weird. Uneven pavement. It looks like...
Oh, gosh.
It looks like they just kind of threw asphalt down.
Just
There's
because.
like no lines or anything.
Whoa! Gosh! Whoa!
Go back to the left lane.
I'm going to. Life is smoother in the left-hand lane. Are you kidding me?
Terrible.
This is terrible.
They didn't even go from
Whoa.
side to side. It's all like this.
Mr. Carr, I'm sorry I got in front of you, but you can go around me on the right. I am not going back over there.
Yeah, that's distracting.
Yeah, for those of you who've ever heard I say life is smoother in the left-hand lane,
Yeah.
you just discovered why I say that. And if the car...
The broadcast now is awesome, and I agree. I'm the guy who was watching you from work, and my boss asked, what the heck was I watching? I work for Lamborghini.
Yes,
that.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yes. And you said you were going to get me one, and it never showed up.
Well, we must have moved.
We must have moved. Oh, yeah. He probably sent it to the wrong place.
Yeah.
That makes sense, love.
Corey says, well, something did happen. The fuel gauge went out.
That's true.
Very true.
And we arrived at an RV park that said they did not have our reservation.
Which tomorrow we're going back
Which
to.
tomorrow is the place we're going to.
I should probably call and just verify that, because I had called her like 3 weeks ago. Just to make sure.
Buddy, if you want to go around me, go around me. I'm not moving back over there. I am so sorry.
Don't worry about him.
I'm not.
Don't worry about him. Okay, here's a good question. Joan says, I've been wondering, what are the vertical slits in your armrests for? These vertical slits. There's a little up and down lever. Yeah, David's just showing you now. You can push on it and you can position your armrest so it'll stay in a certain position. That's all.
Let me demonstrate.
It's very strange. I wondered that the first time we got an RV. I thought it was a cut or something, and then I looked closer, and inside there's like a little up and down lever.
Man, look at that view. Whew. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing view. That's what RVing is all about right here.
Okay, Bob
See
from
now
Eastern
that,
PA.
oh, that's amazing, amazing, amazing view.
Bob from Eastern PA says, David, do you have an IT degree and did you meet Brenda in college? Well, that's a long story.
Yeah. Actually, I started out as I have a college. Yes, I have a college degree. It is not in computers. It actually is in broadcast television. I was a video film editor for Fox for a while, and I also was a broadcast engineer for a while. But I also am trained in. My original computer training is all the way back to a System 36 mainframe. So I was programming in Cobalt and Fortran way back when. And then I got asked.
Sorry.
And then I got asked by the local government if I can build a network because they got a grant to put a Novell network in. And I said, yeah, I can do that. And I never knew anything about a Novell network. So I quickly went to the library. Right when I left the office, the library was in the same building and got a book on Novell networking. Had that job.
That was the best network they ever had. It like never went down.
Yeah. And had that job for 14 years. And then in 2002, we went out on our own and had our own businesses online. And how I met Brenda.
Okay, hang on, I'm eating M&M.
So me and my friend, we were motorcycle buddies. We rode together, our bikes, our motorcycles.
And my girlfriend knew them. I didn't know them, but my girlfriend liked his friend. So when we met up one time, they're like, hey, you want to go for a ride? And we're like, sure. So my girlfriend jumped on the back of his friend's bike because she liked him. So I got stuck with David.
She got stuck with me.
That's how I tell the story.
Yeah. And 6 months later after that, we were engaged. 6 months after that, we were married. There was no pregnancy involved.
Well, and we see that because at the wedding, I had just turned 20, like a week and a half before the wedding.
Yeah.
So I was just turned 20. David was 26.
And when we got engaged, it was only 6 months after we met.
Yeah, so I was 19.
And so tell him. Go ahead and tell him.
Oh, my side of the family was taking bets on how long our marriage would last because, I was so young. And at that time, 26 was still pretty young for getting married. And my sister had the longest at 1 year. So we've been married 23 and a half years now.
We don't have kids. That's by choice.
Yep.
Neither of us wanted children. We're just the furry ones.
Yep.
So there's the story of my background. I founded a website. What allows us to do this lifestyle is we work online, and I have websites that I founded. The biggest one being avsforum.com, audio video science. And I founded that back in 1999 and sold it in October of 2011. I still own two other websites which makes us income, and that's TivoCommunity.com and DBSTalk.com. DigitalBitStream.com.
Yep. And then I do the bookkeeping.
And Brenda does all the bookkeeping. So that's that.
I know, terribly interesting.
Yes, terribly interesting. Other than you got stuck with me.
That's my favorite part.
Mine too, love. Mine too.
Chris says, I just put your live dash cam on my 2-inch TV and I'm watching you live on my tablet. Love you guys.
Oh, we love you too. Here's a hug. Sorry. I don't know what that's going to look like.
Oh, anyway.
Anyway.
Stephen Martin says, most of the tiny bubbles are still at Quartzsite.
Oh, hello,
I had
tiny
to go
bubbles.
back to work.
Explain tiny bubbles.
Tiny bubbles. Well,
Outside our bubble.
watch these trucks. Yes. The name of our blog is Outside Our Bubble. And our fans call them Oobies. O-O-B.
They call themselves Oobies.
They call themselves Oobies.
O-O-B. And I love my Oobies.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Never gets old.
So that's how, and they also, the very first gathering out of Quartzsite, they had dubbed it Uberfest, O-O-B, Uberfest. So this last Uberfest, after a bunch of people had left and stuff, we still had some RVs around, and they kind of moved around to smaller groups. And so we went around to one campfire, and there were several RVs in there that were from our guests and stuff. And so since they're like a little tiny pocket off of our big bubble, off of our big circle that we created out in Uberfest, they call themselves Tiny Bubbles. So they're Tiny Bubbles, and then they start singing that song, which I think is from Don Ho. Yeah.
They said, we're your Tiny Bubbles. Because we're your little splinter group. We're your Tiny Bubbles.
Yes. Hi, BK.
That's kind of funny.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, if you're just joining us and you don't know who we are and you like what we do, please click subscribe. Right there in the bottom right-hand corner, just click that little subscribe button right there. Go ahead, do it now. Do it. We'll wait.
Hey, Tennessee Traveler. I got married at 19, working on year 29. Neil wants to know, how far ahead do we plan our travels and layovers? Not really that far ahead. Unless we're going to someplace really popular like Key West or Moab, where you do have to plan ahead.
Even now, for this time of year, even Arizona, you got to plan ahead.
Yeah. So there are certain areas you have to make arrangements way in advance. But most of the time, we just decide, what looks interesting? Okay, let's go here. So this person says, hi guys, I'm sort of curious, but your slides appear to be uneven from this angle. Is one slide deeper than the other, or is it just the camera angle?
Yes.
Guess to which answer?
One slide's deeper than the other.
One side's deeper than the other, yeah.
I think.
No, I think you're right. This passenger side doesn't go out as far as the driver's side one, I believe.
I never really thought much about that.
I don't know.
Go get the measuring tape.
Marcia wants to know, how did you learn to drive your large rig? Trial and error or lessons of some sort?
I was just tossed into it. Here's the keys.
Yeah.
And that was that. Learned to drive the rig going straight down.
We got it in Jackson. Well, not this.
Not this rig.
Our first 2008 Tourmaster, which was a 43-foot Class A diesel pusher, and we got it in Jacksonville, Florida. And we drove 3 hours straight down I-95 to go visit family. And as David says, that 3 hours felt like 6.
Yeah, it did.
His white knuckled the whole time.
And it was just a straight line.
Yeah.
So yeah, trial by fire with me.
Yeah, and then once David got used to it and everything, then what I did, because we find it's very important for both of us to know how to drive it and hook it up and everything. But what I did was, on the highways, I would find out rest stops that weren't like 200 miles apart, but maybe 50 miles apart or something. And I would go from rest stop to rest stop. So it's easy on and off the highway, and that way I would get used to it. And now we both just get in it like it's our Jeep and just go. It's not a big deal now. Although we've been driving since 2008.
Yeah.
So,
Very important for both of us to drive.
yeah, there are classes and things out there that you can take that would be helpful, but we just weren't around any areas where there were any, and you still got to drive there. Hi, BK. Hey, buddy. Corey wants to know if we have heated seats.
Yes.
Yes, we have heated seats and air.
We have air seats, which will blow air through them, and also heated seats and
massage, which we always forget about. I don't know the last time I ever turned it on.
Yeah, me neither. These were put in special. We had them. We went to Villa and had them made because we didn't really like the Tiffin seats at the time.
Yeah.
So we had these made.
Joyce says, do we plan as far as 1 year out or just go? Again, it depends on the location.
Well,
if you're
Eagle
talking
View.
about, yeah, I was just saying that. If you're talking about like Arizona, where we stay, you do have to plan a year out. So when we're there on January 1st, when their computers switch over to the next year, we book that next year. And like Key West, you'll probably have to, for the peak times, you'll have to book that maybe a year out, if not 6 or 7 months for sure. Edgar is joining us from Mexico.
Hello.
Nancy says, hi, I drive very little, only on highways. That, you know, Nancy, that's fine if that's what you're comfortable with.
That's how Brenda learned.
That's how I learned. And what we do, it's important because if something happens to one of you, the other one can drive. So you know you can do it if you have to. So,
Yep.
you know, if you only drive highways, that's fine. If something happened to your partner, you at least have been behind the wheel and you know the dashboard and everything, and you know how to drive and how it functions. So, you know, that's very good.
Well, look at Ubi Lynn.
Yeah, Ubi Lynn is what we call her. She's a fan of ours. Her and her husband came out to Southwoods RV Resort, where we have our seasonal site, because they were traveling through. They have a house in Wisconsin, and while there, they were only going to be there a few nights, and while there,
They came to visit us.
yeah,
Say
while
hello.
there, he had to go to the emergency room, and he was in the hospital for quite a long time. And it was at the point where they had to get back to Wisconsin to get him back to the doctors.
And she'd only driven the rig in a parking lot.
She had only driven the rig in a parking lot because the rig was new to them. They had only had it like 4 weeks. So he was still getting used to it. But he wasn't able to drive it now, and they couldn't fly back because of his illness. So they had to drive.
And I gave her a crash course
Yes.
around
Southwoods.
RV Resort on how to drive and back up and park
Yeah.
a motorhome.
And they couldn't just.
And she did it
She did it.
She did it.
She did very well.
without any issues going all the way back.
And I was just going to say, they couldn't just, you know, take the car and leave the RV because he needed to lay down. So he needed the couch and stuff to lay down. So it just was one of those situations where she just had to trial by fire and just do it. And she did very well.
And I give Ubi Lynn lots of credit too, because she's looking to still travel.
Yes.
She's going to be coming out and stuff.
She wants to get out of Wisconsin in the winters, and I can't blame her for that. Here's a good evening from the south of France.
Hello, France. Wow.
Kurt says his mom thought their marriage would only last for 6 months. 41 years. Good to know that my family is not the only ones out there.
Well, for those of you just joining us, I'm David.
And I'm Brenda.
We're from OutsideOurBubble.com. For those of you who have been with us for a while, know the spiel by now, just give me a second. We're from OutsideOurBubble.com. We have a travel blog, and we do this for fun. Basically, our travel blog is meant to help others, and so is our YouTube channel. We don't make money doing this. We just do it to help others. Because when we started, there was nothing online to help RVers when we started back in 2008. In any case, you're traveling along right now on Interstate I-10.
Eastbound.
Eastbound. Yep, eastbound.
Funny.
And currently mile marker 36. And you're
In New Mexico.
Sorry?
In New Mexico.
In New Mexico. We're traveling at 70 miles an hour. This is a Tiffin Allegro bus, model 45 LP. It's 45 feet long, weighs 42,000 pounds, how we are currently configured and loaded. And we pull a Jeep Grand Cherokee behind us. That's another 5,600 pounds, thereabouts. Total length with the Jeep behind us is 64 feet long. And yes, Brenda does drive the coach. We average about 7.5 miles per gallon. However, on this trip, because the wind is coming directly at us, I mean directly, and it's like a 10, 15 mile an hour wind, not a good wind. We're only averaging on this trip 6.3 miles per gallon. So we're pretty far off than our normal. In any case, we have 48 miles to our destination. That's the lowdown.
That's the lowdown. Corey says, what did the stock seats come with? Well, it was just the stock seats. It's regular Tiffin.
Whatever
seats.
they were doing at the time. They change them every year.
See, Steve is asking what the dates are for 2019 Uberfest. So I'm looking.
Somebody else asked us that.
Yeah, I typed it in the response, so you can scroll up, but basically January 17th is the arrival date. Conferences on the 18th, the band on the 19th.
And then we're done.
Yeah, that's basically it. Since we've owned our motorhome, have you had to replace any tires or get any fixed?
No. Except for our Jeep tire.
Yeah, our Jeep tire, we had picked up a nail once.
We picked up a nail in Texas, and our TPMS system told us we had a slow leak. So we pulled over before it got worse, and that's the only time we've actually had something tire-wise related. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And our tires aren't at the point that they need replacing as far as the date code and everything. Joan says she took a one-day class at Lazy Days RV in Tampa. They give a great lecture about safety tips, and then you drive a 35-foot Class A for practice. Yeah, Lazy Days I know does that, and there's a few other places that do it.
Some FMCA rallies do it.
FMCA rallies do it.
Sometimes.
So yeah, if that's very helpful, if they give tips and stuff, that's great. Chris says, thanks David for the hug, you made my day. Both of you guys do whenever you post a video on YouTube, so thank you. Well, thanks Chris. So this red Jaguar 100, he said, by the way, my name is Herbie. I can't wait to be one of your bubbles. You guys are awesome. I was hitched at 20 when I was going to Army boot camp, and my wife was 25. Adam says, we never did a video about our custom seats.
That's because they're custom.
Yeah.
No reason to do it. We try to do videos on things that people can use or do with their coaches.
Custom seats are a little more involved.
Personal choice.
Personal choice.
And if you want to spend the money.
There's so many seats out there that you can choose from, so.
Well,
wow.
The seats we're sitting in, they didn't exist when these were made.
Yes.
Yeah, we worked with Villa to design, just like the couch. We designed the couch in this coach.
Okay.
Okay.
So this person says, wow, live on the road. Awesome. Hello from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know if they meant Harrisburg or Harrisburg. Because I know of Harrisburg. I don't know of a Harrisburg. Steve says, thank you for the dates. He's going to make sure he puts it on the calendar so we can get the days off.
Hey, can you reach?
Somebody says we're very professional, and
We are.
you both love they both love the channel. So I guess we're very professional.
We're professional.
They must be new to us.
They must be new. Yeah, they must have just found us.
This is just us. If you ever meet us in live in person, this is us.
This is it. That's what you get.
What were you gonna say, love? You wanted something?
Yeah. Can you hand me one of the knives I bought at Quartzite?
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, Nancy wants to know how long we'll be in Jellystone. At least a month. We're arriving February 8th or 9th, somewhere around there.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, whatever that Tuesday is. But we'll be there at least a month, if not longer.
And if you come while we're there and you mention you came to see us, you get 25% off your stay.
Yes. That's something.
We're stars or something. I don't know.
Joyce, to answer your question about David's dad, no, he did not make it home yet. He's still in the rehab facility for now. Hoping so, though.
I don't think that'll happen.
We'll see.
I don't think he'll make it home, love.
What were you going to do with it?
People do that, that's fine.
Yep.
But our experience with Lazy Days of Tampa...
Because we formed our opinion based on
experience. That's right. The price for a motorhome that we were just quoting out. They gave us a price that was $20,000 over any other price we got for that motorhome.
Yeah.
And when I brought that to their attention,
and this was a brand new. We were ordering it from the factory, so it was
not like it was on the lot.
It wasn't on the lot or anything.
And they gave us $20,000 over, and I said, wait a minute, something's wrong here. This can't be right. This is $20,000 over any other quote I got on the same Motorcoach. And the guy looked at me and he goes, well, yeah, you have to understand, we do that because once in a while someone bites and they don't question it. Are you kidding me? Seriously?
Yeah.
That was just like, first off, I'm never going to use your service because I'm never going to be in the area again. So quit trying to, if you're not having one built and you know the floor plan and the model you want, shop for that online and find one.
You can buy anywhere around the country. Yep,
you can buy one anywhere. Remember, you're likely, unless the dealer's right in your area, you're likely not going to go back to the dealer, especially if you full time. We try always to go to Red Bay where the coach was built and have them. And I need a part, I'll get it from Tiffin and fix it myself if I can.
Are we still streaming?
Slow internet.
Okay.
So it says slow. Okay, now it's
buffering and then it comes back.
Okay, so now it doesn't say slow anymore, so I'm thinking it might be back. Anyways, so I don't know how much of that you all got, but
well, Ben says
shop by price.
Yeah.
We bought ours from Davis Motorhome in Memphis, Tennessee. They had the best price for us. It came down to between them and Sherman RV, and they both, on a new order of a coach,
just gave us a better price for our trade-in.
Yeah, that's the reason we went with Davis is they gave us more money for our trade-in than Sherman did.
Yeah. Ben says he loves going to Lazy Days to just look around, but would not buy there. Had the same experience as us with Lazy Days. They wanted a lot more for a new build. Look, more Army vehicles. Not tanks, but big Humvees.
So anyways, that's our opinion of Lazy Days. No thank you, no how, walk out. That's us. Our opinion. Crown Club, not unless you're going to be there a lot. Don't let them sell you on the Crown Club experience. And they push that a lot.
Yeah.
So you want to see something cool I bought in Quartzsite? So I bought this in Quartzsite. It's a knife, but what makes it kind of unique is it's a switch. Watch. Ready? It's kind of cool. I can do it. The only way it can be done is if one spring is stronger than the other spring or something, and I just have to know how.
So what did David do?
I bought two.
He bought two of them.
One I can take apart so I can see how it works because I'm very curious, and the other one just because I still have a cool one if I break it.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay. Anyways, cool little pocket knife. Actually, not for me though, because I fiddle with things in my pocket, and I usually carry a small pocket knife.
Like a pocket knife, like one that folds out or change or whatever.
Yeah. So I fiddle with things in my pocket. Well, that's not something you want to fiddle with unless you want a quick vasectomy.
Yeah, that would not be good.
It's not a good thing to have in my pocket at least.
Oh, Corey says, getting back to the professional. He said, professional, LOL. Go back to that bad 18-wheeler driver. And he said, not professional, but very funny and good people.
Aw.
Thanks, Corey. Nancy says, should I make reservations or can I wing it? Nancy?
For what? For where?
I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about RV parks around the country, it's going to depend on the time of year, the location. Like as we said, in Eagle View RV Resort in Arizona, it's very popular. We make our reservations on January 1st when they switch over to the next year for booking. That way we're guaranteed a site because they fill up fast. Like Key West or somewhere, it's just going to fill up fast. So I think that's what you're talking about.
Or are you talking, was she also mentioning Jellystone?
I don't know.
If you remember her talking about Jellystone. If you're referring to Jellystone, you don't normally need to book in advance for that.
Yeah, when I scroll back, she was the one that asked how long we'll be in Jellystone.
Okay, so Jellystone, you can book whenever you want for the most part.
This is their off season, they usually have quite a few sites still open.
And you want to make sure you go in the new red carpet site area.
Yeah.
We also helped design those red carpet site areas last year.
Yep, she just said Jellystone. That's what she meant. Bryce says, get the knife from the kid before he loses a finger.
But wasn't that a cool knife? Come on, that was cool.
Kurt says, shall we refer to David as David the Slasher Bot?
No. You shall not refer to me that way. I stab you.
I'm sure that was from a movie too. I don't remember which one though. This is basically lunch.
Yeah, this is lunch.
Peanut butter pretzels and M&Ms.
Life on the road.
Well, I didn't make wraps this time because we actually only have 31 miles to our exit, so.
No, another thing about being out in the middle of nowhere like this and all this huge open land, it's really cool when you can see a train from engine to caboose, and they don't have cabooses anymore, but from engine to the end of the train, you can see such a vast area, you can see an entire train at one time. It's kind of interesting to see that for the first time.
And we're talking a train that has like 200 cars on it or more.
Like the train we're passing on our left, I've been passing them for a very long time now. Very, very, hang on. Whoa. Very, very long train. And it has, looks like 2 engines in the front and it had 3 in the back. So, big train. Needs lots of power to move.
Yeah.
It's really cool though to be able to see them end to end like that out in the distance. That's how vast it is out here. Yep, 30 miles. But that's not the right exit. 82B is not the right exit.
No,
85?
We had that same problem when we're going west, it wanted you
There-
to get
there-
off at that wrong exit.
Yeah, there's
go
a
through
new
town.
there's a new exit in town. The maps don't know it yet.
Well, but they should, because that exit's been there for at least 2 years.
Do you know how long it takes them to update maps?
I know.
Because somebody has to physically know it's there, or call it
Well,
in or
luckily,
something.
I physically know it's there.
Yes, you do.
So never fear.
I like it when we pass trains and we're side by side with the engines, and they're sometimes we've been there. I mean, they're like right there, like at an entrance ramp. They're that close to us, and I would blow my air horn, and then he would blow his air horn. They're much louder than we are, by the way. But it was kind of cool because I mean they were literally like right there on frontage road next to us, and it's happened a number of times. It's just fun to do, you know, do your air horns and then they reply back. It's kind of neat.
See, Google Maps has it.
Well, Google Maps is good. What can I say? Garmin is not. Google Maps probably knows about us. Probably was like all these, because they track all the Android phones, and so they're probably wondering why are all these vehicles going off road right here?
Yeah. It's exit 85.
Okay.
The other one just wants, yeah. It just, for some reason, gets you off at the other end of town, and then the people at the RV park actually said, yeah, they think it's a marketing thing that the Chamber of Commerce, make you get off at the other end of town, so you have to drive through town to get to the RV park when there's an exit right there at the RV.
Literally right there.
So it's just funny. Johnny says switchblades are illegal in Canada. Yeah, this technically they said wasn't a switchblade, and I think it's because of the length, though.
Yeah, it's a short. Switchblades are legal in most states too. This one, supposedly, since it's a small, they don't consider it a threat. I guess. I don't know. It's illegal in California. That's what it said. The sign said when I bought it.
Corey wants to know if we've tried the caramel M&Ms.
I got worse things in here than a switchblade. I'm sorry.
Caramel M&Ms sound good.
Caramel M&Ms? No, Corey, we have not.
We might have to get those, though.
Please ship them too.
Tom wants to know, is there any security risks with life on the road?
Oh, sure, just like in life at home.
Yeah.
All kinds of security risks all the time. RV parks, though, tend to be more friendly, or more
Most
people.
of them,
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
there are some places, like there was a Walmart, I believe it was in Louisiana.
it's a good question, though.
We were going to overnight in this Walmart parking lot. We pulled in, got our dinner together, and we're sitting there, and we're looking out the window. We're looking out the window, and we just weren't feeling comfortable in that parking lot.
No, we were not.
And so we decided to move on and go to another area.
We've done that with campgrounds, too.
We've done that with campgrounds,
Not
too.
many, but we have.
Yeah, it's all common sense kind of stuff, you know, but a lot of times it's...
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank
We've
you.
never really had an issue.
Stop pushing your religion on me! Sorry. When you said bless you. Oh, come on, it's humor. That's comedy, folks. 3 things you don't do on the road or when you're meeting people and at campfires or whatever. There are 3 topics of conversation that you don't talk about. Sex, religion, and politics.
Yeah, it just makes life easier.
It just makes life easier. You never know the person
Corey.
you're talking to and their beliefs, their views, whatever. So you just don't talk about it, and you learn. You make good friends, and then later you find out things, and then things go bad. But other than that, it's really cool around the campfire.
Okay, are you done now?
I'm done.
Corey wants to know if we know what part of Louisiana. I believe, well, we were on I-10, I know that. And I believe it was the Lake Charles area, because it's when we pulled out, we found that casino that had RV parking. So I believe it was the Lake Charles area.
Yeah, we do lock our coach every night. We lock the cargo bays every night.
Yeah.
Quite literally,
It's just common sense stuff.
when we're at South, especially if we're at Walmarts and stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah.
And most other places, but like when we're at Southwoods, I don't think we ever lock our doors, for the most part.
We leave our door wide open when we go for a walk or something.
And the people out there, I mean...
Everybody looks out for everybody.
Yeah, they do. Little community. I think the only time...
We've done that at Eagle View, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Eagle View is another one.
Eagle View, it's so popular, we tend to have the same little group around us because everybody books their sites for the winter there. And we tend to stay a couple months at a time.
Yeah.
So we have the same neighbors every year.
Yep.
So it's like a little community.
And also at Eagle View, it's really nice because the police, not that it's needed, but the police, because where it's located, that's like a turnaround area, so the police come down the road and security, and they'll go through the park and to go out the other entrance to make the turn to go back the other way when they're doing their drive. So the police will come through the park just because it's easier for them, but it's kind of neat to have them come through the park also.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Johnny wants to know, how fast do you travel?
Johnny wants to know. Johnny wants to know. That's another movie.
That's another.
Johnny wants to know. Johnny wants to know.
Oh, that was
Oh, dang it.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. Sorry, when I ever hear Johnny, I just think that for some reason. Anyways, what was the question?
How fast do you travel?
Right now we're traveling 70 miles an hour. Our average speed is 70 miles an hour on roads like this. Even though the road is 75, sometimes at 85 in Texas, we usually don't travel over 70.
Bob from Eastern PA wants to know, will Tiffin provide electrical schematics for a fee?
They're all online. They're free.
Yeah.
Tiffin, you can contact them and they have them online.
Brian says,
I believe their electric is online.
Brian Hubbard says Google Maps is paid by companies such as retail, restaurants, gas stations. That's why they are updated better. Hey, whatever makes
works.
them updated better, that's fine by me.
See, we also learn something from you when we're traveling. It's not you just learning from us.
Bill says that happened to us in Texas. I don't know what you're referring to, Bill. Bill and Cindy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it
we don't understand what Bill and Cindy are referring to most of the time. Anyways, when they're in person, I don't know why, but we love you guys. You know that.
They're good friends of ours, so
I wouldn't say good. I don't know if I go that far.
As a retired cop, yes, any knife that has a spring device is most likely illegal in most states.
Who said that?
Brian Hubbard.
Damn you, Brian. Damn you. I worked for the police department for 14 years. Don't I get a break? I was the guy who would go out at crime scenes and collect the computers for forensics.
And worked on the fingerprint
Worked on the fingerprint, the first ever digital fingerprint scanners from Kodak I worked on. Damn you, Brian. Now I gotta get rid of my knives. I'm not gonna get rid of them though.
They're so little, we can hide them somewhere.
It's just really cool though. Because usually they flip out, and then you have to put them back. This one goes both ways, which is... That's what she said.
I'm sorry.
It goes both ways. Oh boy, oh boy. So...
See what happens when I get some chocolate in me?
Yeah, I think you're overtired now. You need wine. Where's the wine? Oh, we can't do that while we're driving. Oh, we get that question once in a while too. Is, hey, in cars you're not supposed to have open alcohol. How does that work in RVs? Well, I guess they kind of look at it this way, that it's in the back, it's not accessible,
not easily accessible.
Even though it is, we can get up obviously, but they kind of cut you a break because you live in it after all. So, right, Brian? Is that the deal? Just checking.
Well,
it would be nice to get an opinion from a police officer who's going to retire.
Yes. I don't know, like if you've joined us earlier, David took you on a tour of our and our alcohol. I put it in the kitchen sink and I have it in a beach towel and all these little cubbies so the glass isn't clinking around.
Yeah.
But, some of the bottles are half full. They're open. They're clearly open. So what constitutes it being put away if this is your home.
I guess you can put it in the cargo bay, they would say, if they really wanted to get particular, because then we can't get to it when we're driving. But we've never been bothered. I don't think I've ever recalled seeing a motorhome pulled over. I don't think I have.
The only time you might have an issue is if you're crossing a border and you have too much liquor, because there are restrictions on how much you can take in and out of the country.
The weirdest thing that's happened to us police officer wise is in California, where we didn't know it, but
oh yeah, it was in our other coach.
Yeah, we were in California. There was 4 lanes wide, and I was in.
There was a lot of oncoming traffic.
Yeah, because there was oncoming traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I hear, in the state of California, you have to. Whoop.
You don't have to do that. You
I don't have to do that.
your microphone on, dear.
Oh. State of California, anybody towing a vehicle, towing anything must be traveling in the right-hand lane. Please move over. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
It sounded like it was coming out of our speakers.
Yeah,
like God was talking to us.
Yes,
or something.
his PA system in his rig was so loud. He was right next to us. It was so loud. We're looking around like this, going, "Where the hell's that coming from?"
When he wasn't next to you where the window was, he was still back.
Yeah, it was back a little bit, but it was really loud. Found out that we had to be in the right-hand lane when towing a vehicle, or towing anything for that matter. Well, understand, the reason I was where I was because of all the oncoming entrance ramps. I'm 64 feet long. I can't get over and get out of the way very easily. So to me, was being a safe driver, being over one lane of a 4-lane expressway so people can get on the expressway.
Get on and off
without me getting in the way, being 64 feet long. I thought that was very courteous. Thank you very much. But obviously in California, you can't do that. So there's a tip. Don't drive in California. Oh wait, I didn't say that. Be aware of California.
There's a lot of states that have some strange laws.
There are, well, yeah. That one just got me though, because it was 4 lanes wide.
Nancy says, "You're driving me nuts. Don't talk with your hands. 70 miles an hour with no hands. Love you. Want to make you to your destination." Oh, stop.
The coach is very stable, as you can see.
He has his one hand on there.
I've always got one, and I talk a lot. I'm from New York. Now, you are correct, though.
We're
2
bringing
hands,
the mother out in her.
two hands, you're correct. If we were to have a front blowout, I'd be screwed if I only had one hand. I'd literally screwed. 2 hands gives me a better chance of keeping control of the vehicle. You are correct.
Well, and I went 2-handed when we went through all of that wind back there. Because, the 2 hands give you more.
Yeah, and by the way, in regards to a front-end blowout, which we wish on nobody, even ourselves, of course, it's going to be counterintuitive to think this. But just a heads up, if you're driving a large rig and you have a front-end blowout, you will not do this, but try to drive it into your head. You slam on that accelerator. Yes. You put that sucker to the floor. Do not touch the brake. If you touch the brake, that tire that had blown out will lock and you will dive toward that direction. I mean, you would just, and you got a lot of mass behind you. Like I mentioned, we're 42,000 pounds plus 5,600 pounds behind us. And if you jam on that brake, that's a lot of mass that's going to come forward and dive toward that direction. So the idea, and again, it's counterintuitive to slam on the accelerator when something like that happens. But if you can remember to do so, do it. Slam on the accelerator, because objects in motion tend to stay in motion and they tend to want to stay in a straight line. When you were a kid, you might have put a washer on the end of a string and went like this and let go. As soon as you let go, that sucker went straight. It didn't keep spinning, it just went straight. So physics, jam on the accelerator, give as much power forward as you can, which will try to keep that coach going forward as straight as possible, as you then try to get control to move over, and then just ease off the accelerator. Do not ever touch the brakes, because once you touch the brake, you will those brakes
you will lose your momentum
and everything, and you'll dive forward to that corner. I know, you'll never remember it, but I feel better just saying it, just so I can say, see, I told you so. Now, I myself, I know if we ever have a front blowout, I'm almost positive my intuition is going to be to slam on the brake too. So I'm not alone in doing this.
This is a reminder for us too.
This is a reminder for us too. As much as Brenda and I do remind each other of that, God forbid it ever happens. Yeah, it's total counterintuitive, but it is what you have to do. Anyways, I'll get off of that morbid subject now.
Brian's getting back to us. He said classification of vehicles difference. RV is legal to have open beverage as long as no one consumes alcohol during transit on roadway and not reachable from cockpit. That's what we figured.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not reachable up here. It's way back in the kitchen sink.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Johnny wants to know.
Johnny wants to know. Johnny wants to know. Johnny don't know. Johnny don't know. I can't remember
Is it like
what movie.
one of the American Pie movies
No,
or something?
I don't know.
It was at the very end.
Yeah, it was right at the end. Matt Damon singing this song about Johnny doesn't know his girlfriend's cheating on him with him. A lot of that has to do with the manufacture of the RV, the floor plan, and many other things. But the manufacturer and the floor plan being key, and of course how the RV is kept. People to this day, even though this is a 2014, think this is a brand new coach, and it's not. Even if they, looking at it from the outside or coming in, they think it's brand new. They're just going to give you Blue Book, period. No matter, they're just going to go right to that book and give you Blue Book.
No matter how well you maintained it and everything, they're not going to care.
Yep. So if you're in a good shape like this Motorcoach, I would definitely sell it outright, which we will at some point, sooner or later. By the way, we are 8.7 miles of dynamics that take place in that regard. If you hit your brake with a front end blowout, your car is going to dive that direction. However, unlike a Motorcoach, you will have better control over that car just because of the steering system itself. So yes, you'll dive, but you're not going to have this massive amount of energy that's built up that's trying to do bad things to you.
So Corey's question is, when we have our dash radio on, does it only play through the speakers by our driving?
I can turn off the back speakers from the radio, Corey. So I can have just the front speakers or front and rear speakers in the back.
Yeah, Adam says we're buffering a lot. We're only as good as our data, and I'm buffering a lot in my download here, but we're still online.
We're still online. We're coming up to 6 miles to our destination. I do see a cell phone tower in front of it. However, it could be AT&T up there, not sure. Or maybe our system hasn't switched over to that tower yet.
There are two.
Cell towers don't switch unless they have to. They hang on to the signal as long as possible. So you said exit 85, correct, baby?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You're going to hear my GPS yell at me.
You got 5.4 miles to exit 85.
Okay. You're going to hear my GPS yell at me in a couple miles.
Because once again, David is listening to me and not the GPS. As well he should.
Yes, dear.
By the way, here's a little quick tip that, well, I think you're supposed to, legally you're supposed to do this, but a lot of people for some reason don't. But if there's a car on the side of the road, whether they're broken down or whatever, you move over, because you're a giant wall going down the road.
You create a lot of wind.
You create a lot of wind. But I know
I think most states that's
it's legal. It's like you have to.
I think that's
it's law.
Yeah, it's kind of move over for, you know.
Yeah, move over for.
Especially your police officers out there when they have somebody pulled over. That's a dangerous. You don't know what that situation is.
Yeah.
So you don't know if something might take place immediately as you're going past them. You don't ever know the situation at that point. Be it a breakdown or be it they were chasing somebody and the guy's armed. Always move over. I think that's law across the country for police officers at least. But it's also a smart thing to do.
Watch your speed through here. I think it slows down, love.
Speaking of speed.
So you're going through town.
Yep. It just slowed down.
Yeah.
Back there. Yeah.
One and a quarter.
Yes, Adam. Yeah, he said, by the way, we're buffering this because he said sometimes he knows we like to know if we're still broadcasting. Somebody says, do one of us ever take a nap while the other was driving?
I've wanted to.
We could, but we just haven't.
Yeah.
I like to look around. I'm always looking around, and I always like to watch the signs and stuff just in case, an extra set of eyes on the road. How do you bleed the air brakes on the coach?
We don't. We never have.
No.
But if I needed to,
what would that do? What's the purpose?
To dry, get water out.
Oh.
First off, we have an air dryer on our system. The chassis has an air dryer for the air brake system. So
2.4 miles to the exit.
Yeah, it's going to yell at me now because I'm passing the exit.
In 1/4 mile, turn right on North Pearl Street, then take the first left.
Okay, now it's realizing I didn't do that. Now it's recalculating.
It should be exit 85.
Yes.
Okay.
So, what were we?
The brakes. You were talking about air.
Air in the brakes, air tanks. But we do have all the way in the back of the coach. There are tank releases.
Take exit 85.
One for
on the right to I-10 Business Loop.
One for each of the canisters. I can open that and it'll blow the air out from the bottom part of the canister. So I do have bleeds. I just have never done it because our air system also has an air dryer, and I've never had any notice when checking our water or anything in the air system.
Latata says, do you ever cook while you're in motion traveling? No, it's not safe to cook while you're traveling. However, the only thing that I have done, and I know other RVers have done, wow, those are some big tires.
Giant.
Is, sorry, got distracted.
Squirrel.
Is having a meal like in a crock pot, and then you put the crock pot in your sink and you put like a towel or something around it so it doesn't, bang around. I've done that before, where you can cook with a crock pot going down. But no, nothing ever like cooking.
Yeah, even microwave, like warming something up in the microwave when you're traveling to eat. Because think about it, I'm the driver. I don't want to try to deal with something that's hot.
Yeah.
If I'm going to eat something, it's going to be usually a wrap. Because it's
or cold pizza.
It's easy to hold on to and eat while driving. Hot food is not a good situation for that. We're getting off at our exit now, people. We have reached our destination.
Yep, here's our exit.
Brake. Engine brake on.
And we're coming in from the west now, so it's going to be over here.
They're still facing us, so they don't see that. But I see it. I do see it.
You see the sign?
Yep. And I do not see anybody coming down that hill.
Yeah, there's like no traffic here. It's that
Yeah. I'm just making sure
pink
I don't have
wall,
anybody
that brick wall there.
Just making sure nobody's coming up on us quick.
In 3/4 mile, turn left on Deming Del Sol Drive.
Deming Del Sol Drive.
Yeah, see, even that's trying to take you past it and loop around. That's just weird. All right, we're here.
We're here.
Somebody wants to know if we've ever had a maximum amount of miles we drive in a day. We'd like to only do about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Our maximum we've ever gone is 14 hours.
Yes, but that was an emergency
to
we
get
were
home.
Trying to get back.
Yeah. So we're here now.
In 3/4 mile, turn left on Deming Del Sol
And last
Drive,
question.
then take the third left.
Your Motorola two-way radios, do they work wherever you travel, and how does that work? And I'm going to shut this down. So
Yes,
that's your question.
the Motorola radios that I reviewed on our website, outsideourbubble.com, are professional radios. They're pro radios. They do work wherever you are. You're supposed to have a license because my particular radios are 4-watt radios. I can actually use the repeating systems that are around the country if need be, but I don't have a license, and I did not sign up for a repeater to use the repeater system. we use them very sporadically, so we're not, you know, we're not too worried about it. And also, oh, there's so many channels to choose from on those frequencies. They're special frequencies that the chance of me hitting the same frequency as somebody else on there, and then the same scrambling code as somebody else on there is very, very remote. But Brenda and I have actually tested them over open area, and we've actually gone 8 miles with those radios. That's not
truly 8 miles, not the cheapy two-way radios that say you can go 30 miles.
Yeah, those suck.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not often that it happens. It has to be really good circumstances for that. But we have done it. Any case, it was fun. She was driving, I was back at the coach, and we just kept in contact to see how far it would go. Any case, we're here. So we're gonna end this, I guess. It's been a while.
Yes.
And so you good?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm good. We're all good, right? Everybody good?
We're
you all
good.
good out there?
We're good.
Hope you're good out there, right? Okay, so anyways, I'm David.
And I'm Brenda.
And we're from OutsideOurBubble.com. And you just traveled with us from Picacho Peak State Park to Deming, New Mexico. Woot woot.
Yay. Now I can do laundry.
Now we can do laundry. Yeah, so I'm David.
And I'm Brenda.
We just did that, didn't we?
We just did that.
From OutsideOurBubble.com, asking you.
I'll have him turn his coffee machine on when we get plugged in.
I love you too, dear. I love you too. I love you too. Okay. Asking you, when's the last time you got outside your bubble? This was one of ours. I guess, again, whenever we go live, we're outside our bubble.
Yeah.
Take care. Keep safe. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Slide to stop.